for it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Helios versus Tournament Day 2. I have a lot of people here with me today. Well, first I'll introduce myself. Hi, I am Director Dab Maniac Daniel. Nice to meet everybody. On my immediate right, I have Maddie, the actual host. I just decided to take the microphone away.
Oh,
And
yes.
I also have Ryan here. And we have the Freljord 80 carry Corey, Chemtech Dragon, and also our lovely casters today, Billy and Faisal. Faisal, I am.
Yep.
Faisal.
Okay. Yep.
Good to know.
Also, I'd just like to point out kind of how funny it is that Corey's like pictures like jam packed in the middle of everybody on my screen right now. It's like everybody's just like squished together around Corey. So
the gravitational pull, man.
Are we kind of wanting to do like a little bit of an interview here, like with Corey before we get going? Like, how are we planning on getting this kicked off?
We have actually, weirdly enough, we have a couple of questions from some people from yesterday concerning strictly at least Day 2's games, which are why a Freljord representative and an Ionia representative are here. And I at least have the Freljord question. So, Corey. Hello?
Hello, how's it going?
It's going great. How you doing?
How you doing,
all right,
girl?
So the quick question that I had for you today, speaking as a fan, not as your opponent, do you see you guys beating Shurima today? Just, guys gonna take first spot today.
This is a highly anticipated match. I know I've anticipated it, or currently am anticipating it.
I think that our chances of winning today are pretty good. Their team is relatively new, and while we are missing our top laner, who is arguably our best player, even though he underperformed yesterday, I think that we still have a shot at winning.
And taking the first spot would be pretty, considering yesterday's games. In comparison, I think it definitely puts you guys above the especially with the quick dominating fashion. Even outside of the top lane, I think you guys have a good chance of defeating Shurima. But with Misclick being gone and Samerson as your guys' substitute, do you like, does that actually impact your chances at all with your repeat game later today versus Demacia?
I don't think so. N7 Serpent has shown that he's really solid in the top lane. He has a giant champion Ocean, as we like to call it. Can play pretty much anything, so I'm not worried about him at all against either team.
Dang.
Well, that's some confidence right there. I like it.
Strong words.
Those are fighting words. Love it. Do you have any other questions that were pre-planned?
The biggest pre-planned question actually concerns the game 2 that follows you, just from your own personal opinion. It's the battle of the we have the battle for the best, and then game 2 is the battle of the worst. Just from game 1 or day 1. Don't hate me too much. My own team.
Wait.
I was like, dang.
What did you just say?
That was mean.
If there's one thing that you can count on our esports director to do, is to boost the spirits of his Clash divisions. He's just wonderful at that.
That's what I pay everybody for, right?
Realistic leader.
I want my money back.
Sorry, I'm dying of laughter. Corey.
Yeah.
Corey. Shurima, or sorry, Demacia or Ionia. Personal opinion, not like I'm not sure if you've watched the games from yesterday concerning both of the teams. But
Yeah,
from your
I watched both of them. I think that while both games are going to be of varying skill levels, I think that both should be competitive, and so everybody that's watching today should get a good treat. As for Ionia versus Demacia, I honestly think that Demacia has a slight edge there. I think that their bot lane's a little bit stronger. Even though they're a relatively new team, I think that they're going to take it.
Nice.
That'd be cool. I'd love to see that win for Demacia just because of the fact that they're so new.
All right. I believe Maddie is the one who has the questions for the Ionia team because I'm not. I did have them, but I'm not allowed to ask myself those questions. I feel like that's rude.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I was AFK. The dog was barking. I had to take her in the other room.
Oh no!
So I
Can't let
interrupt.
doggo bark.
I didn't want to interrupt Corey. Okay, so I think we went over the first question that you sent me. Is that what we just did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like you can ask me my personal opinion, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. So then, what's your opinion on Ionia versus Demacia today? Who's the worst?
Quick 20 minutes.
The
It'll
worst.
be fine.
Ah.
No. Honestly, like, all right, this is gonna sound bad coming from me with my own team, but man, Demacia's games was a lot more fun to watch. They were a lot more. It seems like they actually have like a lot more fun with the game, even though they're losing. They'll just like randomly go in and explode and have a lot of fun while doing it. But personally, I think the calmer edge with our mid laner will should win out, and that will give us a bit of a strategic edge. Just we won't go crazy. We'll try not to turn it into a fiesta.
Okay, and what other strats do you guys have in mind to give you guys a boost, considering your performance yesterday?
Oof. Everyone here watched the games. Oh yeah, no, everyone here watched the games yesterday. So it's no secret. We kind of went in half cocked, kind of drafted all over the place, picked all over the place, didn't really play properly. But I think yesterday and today we definitely made it a bit better. I think we came together. We have a plan, especially for Shurima. Should be competitive and exciting.
Awesome. Well, I know we are running a little bit late, so maybe we should get into the gameplay.
Yep. I think that would be a great idea.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Yeah. I think it's Billy and Faisal, and whoever else is in it. I'm going to go get totally flamed by my team.
Have fun with that.
All right. Have fun, guys. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
Alrighty. Let's see here what we got going on. I'm gonna open up the stream.
Yep. I think they're getting a bit restless, so
I can see.
Let me know when and I'll start the game.
cool. Yeah, just waiting on the go ahead from Ryan.
Yeah, man, you're good. You're good to go whenever.
Oh, cool.
Watching your stream.
All right, just let me know when I'm also audible. But yeah, good to go.
Once we get into draft, I'll break it down.
Cool.
All right, I'm starting.
Sounds good.
Welcome to day 2 of the Helios tournament. And we have our first game of the night is Freljord on the blue side versus Shurima on the red side.
We're gonna start off with a Vayne ban. Don't know much about that. Maybe their ADC player is a veteran Vayne player.
Day 1, every single game out of Chemtech Dragon was on Vayne. The Jarvan ban also coming out strong. Jarvan's been a strong jungler.
I have seen Jarvan and Echo from yesterday's games.
Yes, Echo was Coldest Winter's champion where he stomped. So I'm glad to see that ban.
Chemtech Dragon is actually a god tier Vayne player. Like that is if he wants to carry a game, like chances are Vayne would be a good option.
Oh, the target ban from Samira onto Hextech Dragon. Let's see how he adapts to that.
Solid top, good weak side champion, good scaling. So a counter to Ornn is champions that can block with his ult, like for example Yasuo and Braum. If he ever ults them, they can put up their wind wall and then, just completely cancel his engage tool.
Yep. So we have a set into the Ornn. An interesting choice since Ornn should do fairly well into set if set is taken top lane.
Consider set to be a losing matchup into Ornn actually, because even if Ornn doesn't try to win lane, he can always just farm out and become the more useful champion to the team.
Plus, I mean, if Set does try to use his shield and ability, his W, Ornn should be able to dash through it.
Yeah, and his E doesn't. If Ornn is able to use his W, to cancel Set's E, then Set can't really do anything to Ornn actually, because Ornn can just completely kite him out with the Q slow and the E kiting.
Yep.
All of that stuff.
So we have Lilia coming out on the Freljord jungle side.
Lilia, excellent jungle.
A lot of mobility. Yep. A lot of early game map pressure.
Fast clear.
Hecarim coming out to cancel out the Lilia. I mean, Hecarim does move real fast.
Lilia is a tank killer with her Liandry's, so good pick into Ornn. Even better into Hecarim. Fizz.
Okay, handful of perks on Fizz. Fizz coming through. We know that he was banned quite frequently yesterday, but today it's looking like our veteran Lissandra player is going to be picking up Fizz.
Blind picked Fizz, blind picked top lane, both soul lanes being blind picked. Maybe they're putting a lot of value into their bot lane here, leaving the counter picks to them, but the enemy team doesn't. Yone.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. I'm liking to see how that shakes up.
Well, both soul lanes are AD damage, setting up for the Lilia being solo AP damage on their team. Being gonna be hard for the Hecarim and Ornn to be itemizing MR items into the Lilia here.
The Thresh ban coming out on their side, on the Freljord end.
Yeah, we're gonna be mostly seeing bot lane bans here. Yep, these are the only lanes that haven't been picked yet.
I'm surprised to see a Kog'Maw ban, despite how good he is. I haven't seen a lot of him on Summoner's Rift, and this doesn't seem like the comp that is built around protecting a Kog'Maw.
Kog'Maw ban does make a little bit of sense, because they already picked 2 tanky champions, which Kog'Maw loves to play against. The peel isn't bad from the Lilia side. Because Set can always R, can always E. Lilia can always sleep the people who try to engage in, like the Hecarim and Ornn. He's going to be having a hard time engaging or finding any angles on the backline, with Set being in his way.
Well, the last 2 bans repping up on Jhin and Ezreal, so that bot lane, all of those bans getting sent straight towards the bot lane. And Nautilus coming out.
Jinx, great wave clear.
Yeah.
Bit of a weak laner.
Yeah, but definitely hard scaling, especially alongside the Ornn. That's looking to play somewhat of a late game presence there.
Jinx is able to get a single passive proc, a single takedown, getting her attack speed and movement speed. The fight is going to be very hard to play on the other side, since Jinx gets so much value from the extra attack speed. Leona being picked into the Nautilus.
Now, Leona's an interesting choice. I mean, I do like the ability to hard engage. So
The only champion here that doesn't make too much sense is the Fizz, but he can still engage alongside with Hecarim and Ornn and Leona.
no, I do also like the Fizz. He's a hyper mobile assassin carry. Once the Ornn and the Hecarim go in, Fizz should be able to pick off.
It seems a
one
little
of the,
dangerous.
Definitely. So with Ziggs bot lane, it's looking like they're gonna look to just shred the bot lane tower.
Ziggs. I think Ziggs is going to be building Liandry's this game, since if Lilia goes Liandry, or no, if Ziggs wants to go Ludens this game, because if Lilia goes Liandry's and Ziggs goes Liandry's, double Liandry's don't stack, so they're going to be losing a lot of value if both of them build Liandry's.
But I mean, it's definitely looking like the Ziggs Nautilus bot lane is looking to apply a lot of pressure bot lane. I don't know if they're looking to rack up a ton of kills, but they're definitely going to put some pressure on that turret.
If Ziggs takes TP here, it's going to be a bit harder to play the lane out, since if Jinx takes heal, Leona takes ignite, and Nautilus takes ignite, that's 2 combat summoner spells against 1. So it's going to be a bit harder to win lane, especially as the Ziggs taking TP. But Ziggs can always take TP back and then after a long trade and then come back with full HP and an item advantage. See how he plays the lane out?
Yeah, Ziggs has traditionally played a much safer lane, but Jinx, with her ability to just apply a lot of pressure and scale hard, should hopefully be able to do very
and the
well.
Ziggs is going to be able to match this Jinx wave clear in the mid and late game, being able to stall out the game and match the wave clear, match the objective rotations.
So Billy, what do you think are the lanes to watch?
Lanes. We're definitely going to be taking a look at mid lane. This is not unlike the bot lane, which is just going to be wave clear, and the top lane just 2 tanks. Mid lane is an assassin against a bruiser. So this is going to be the lane that's going to be the most impactful for the supports and the junglers to be ganking, because this is the one that Ziggs is going to be able to push waves into and siege the towers. It is generally the most important because it has the most entrance into the enemy jungle camps, taking as much vision control and jungler objectives away from them, starving them from objectives and golds and XP.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree that mid is going to be the lane to watch. I think it's going to be Yone into Fizz, which should be quite an entertaining matchup. I expect a lot of brawling, a lot of fighting. And I think, like you were saying, the Ziggs is going to apply a lot of pressure bot lane. I think mid tower is going to be the one that traditionally opens up the map the most.
Definitely. If I think both junglers are going to be looking for early Herald placements down into mid to open up the map more, get an early advantage. It'll shove waves in and then get dragon control.
Yeah, I mean, just off the draft end, I kind of feel like Shurima has a bit of an edge. They have a little bit more synergy in their team comp. But just going off of performances yesterday, I do know that Coldest Winter has the ability to just take a game and run with it. So I'm curious to see what kind of impact he has on such a high mobility and quick clearing champion like Lilia.
Yeah, Lilia definitely likes it whenever she's engaged on with her ultimate and being able to shut down the engage completely if Hecarim and Ornn try to go in. And Ornn has a better time engaging into Lilia with his longer ranged engage ability. But along with Leona with her ult. But if the Hecarim tries to go in and he just gets slept, he won't have a flash, he won't have an ult to make his way out. He'll just get CC'd down by Nautilus, Ziggs W'd, set E'd. It's going to be a scary game for Hecarim here.
Yeah, I mean, one thing we've also haven't really mentioned as much is even if Set has somewhat of a hard top lane during the laning phase, he does have that ability to ult those beefy tanks straight into the backline and cause some serious hurt.
Yeah, it's going to be
having an ult straight on top of Jinx or a Leona straight on top of Jinx is going to be a huge problem.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit hard for Jinx to play if Hecarim, Fizz, and Leona decide to take the engage route, since Hecarim and Leona and Fizz, after they engage, they don't really have a way to get out of after engaging. So if that happens and the set decides to ult the Hecarim right into the Jinx, there's not going to be much she's going to be able to do about it, since her Leona and Hecarim are already inside of the enemy team, not really being able to do much for Jinx. So the pressure's on the Ornn to peel for the Jinx in this game.
Absolutely. There's definitely a little bit of a lack of disengage, but I think their all-in is incredible. So we'll see how those team fights shake up in what hopes to be one of the most entertaining matches of the night coming up first.
Is the replay not just working for me?
I don't see the replay, but I mean, sometimes it takes a couple seconds to kick in, hopefully. We're not dealing with a situation where the client has murdered us. There we go. Yep, coming up.
I'm expecting for both junglers to be pathing downwards into the bot lane. Because an Ornn that's down, let's say 800 gold, is still going to be the same champion. It's still going to be having the same impact with CC as an Ornn that's going to be 800 gold up. Same thing with Set. In the bot lane here, lots of gank setup with Leona and Nautilus. Not really much disengage besides.
You're looking at an invade here. Might be an invade coming from the top lane here. It looks like all 5 are stacking into that little pixel brush.
Looks like blue side is defending the invade just on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think wins level 1, by the way?
Well, it looks like red is backing out and not taking the invade here. Maybe they were hoping for a cheese. They've got a ward here, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with the placement. I don't know how much information you get from this ward here. I would have preferred one that's a little bit closer on the blue buff, so we at least know where the jungler's starting.
So both junglers are going to be starting bot side?
It looks like both junglers going to be starting bot side here. They might actually end up clashing on the top end.
Alright, so both mid lane and top lane should be fighting for priority in the 3-minute mark to help their junglers get their crab and possibly get a double crab if the bot lane is set up for it.
Yep, it's looking like both junglers getting a hard leash here. But over to mid lane, early trades coming in. It's looking like Fizz is running Grasp of the Undying.
No, I think that's just the skin. Yeah, he has electric.
Oh, it's looking... I thought I saw Proc, but maybe I was wrong. So...
Okay, already Fizz has level 2 advantage. Should be focusing down a melee minion to... Oh, the wave is in now. Yoni's gonna get level 2 first. Never mind. Alright.
It looks like both of them have that advantage. They weren't able to push it for very long. It looks like there's been a lot of contesting for minions individually.
Lilia's managing to get a much faster clear than Hecarim here. Almost finishing.
There we go. It's looking like the first trade coming out. A lot of damage coming out onto Yone for that. I don't know if it was worth. It looks like they broke even.
I think the Fizz won on that, since he did start with Corrupting Pot, being able to sustain through the damage that he just took.
Yes, Set looking like while he's pushing the lane, it's looking like Ornn might have the advantage here.
Level 3 advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
Should be zoning him from the minions. Yep.
It's actually looking like Ornn is getting zoned out pretty hard.
I think Set is just gonna crash the wave. Level 4. Hecarim is sinning here.
Well, it's looking like Hecarim's coming for a gank bot or mid lane, coming in with first blood on the Hecarim after that brutal fight mid lane. And let's see if we can run it back and see what happened.
Oh, what happened here?
It looks like our client died.
Yikes.
Alright.
Okay, a Yone kill.
I believe that was a kill for the...
Okay. I guess no more re-running for the rest of the day.
Yep. So, here we go. Hecarim pinging that he wants to have Dragon Control, maybe pick up that Scuttle.
So Lily here does know that Hecarim did not do his blue side. Maybe a gank top or... Huh?
It's looking like they're trying to make a play top, but I don't think it's going to happen because you can't really dive a full health Ornn.
Ornn has a lot of tools to escape. But Lilia here has a massive advantage against Hecarim.
Well, Hecarim just grabbing the Scuttle. It's looking like bot lane is overextended. Chemtech Dragon flashing. Hecarim coming in. Another kill going on to Hecarim.
To be honest, bot lane doing a little bit of trolling. Should not be dying to that gank in any world, knowing where Hecarim is. But it's okay. Lilia getting a lot of resources taking the Hecarim's topside.
Yeah, it's looking like they were pushing out the lane too far. and they got punished for it.
Throughout all of this, Lilia is
So
going to be
let's
like
what's going. Looking like a fight's breaking out top lane.
Set
but
has
still-
not been able to crash the wave yet. Hasn't spent any gold. Still on even footing.
Yep. Well,
And that was
there we
losing
go. It's
the
looking
lane.
like Ornn's starting to win those trades here. I mean, the longer Set's unable to crash this wave, the more it's going to favor Ornn. Set needs to.
Ornn should know that Lilia is still hovering topside. So he does have to play a
Lilia
little bit
looking
safe.
like she might be coming mid.
It's on a word. She does know that.
And
Yep.
there we go. Fizz able to back out of that just cleanly.
Hecarim should be looking to gank mid again, knowing that Yone Flash is still down for another 2 minutes, 2 minute 30 seconds.
Meanwhile, bot lane, Nautilus missing that hook onto Ninja Sam here.
I don't think the Lilia is going to be getting level 6 off of the ground now, since she skipped Krugs twice. Maybe
Yeah,
yeah, she's going to be taking a reset, spending the gold that she has.
Well, moving back up onto top lane here. It's looking like Ornn is starting to push that lane into Set, which is going to leave Set in a bad position. I mean, I imagine he wanted to go back and spend some of that gold that he
Assuming
was
they're going to
picking
be
up.
trying to dive him with the Hecarim hovering.
Yeah, Hecarim might be looking to dive, but I think he's thinking the better of it.
Lilia here, still a massive advantage over Hecarim.
It's looking like
Let's take a
Lilia
look
is
at
going to go on.
Let's take a look at what they buy.
Lilia
Oh, sword
picking up
boots.
sword boots, wanting that extra mobility and map pressure here. Fizz looking to try to get that
He
kill
still has
on
Ignite.
Yone, but
I think Yone is dead here.
there we go. Oh, Yone!
Oh.
Excellent play here. Just taking advantage of the turret. Fizz just
Unfortunately,
extending
Fizz
a
did
little
step
bit.
a little too far into the turret, but Hecarim
Hecarim's going to come and just
punishing him.
clean up Yone. That's it.
Tragedy.
Definite tragedy.
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, bot lane here. It's looking
Pushing
like
the
it's still just going to be a farming experience. Lilia
Definitely.
working on Gromp here. And Hecarim looking to make a play down for the scuttle. But he's been discovered.
Unfortunately, that Ziggs has to reset.
Ornn
here.
looking to ult top lane. Completely misses the ult. What a tragedy here.
Set should punish.
Able to get away from the Set, though, with the dash. Unfortunate whiffing of that ult. Definitely resulting in a lost kill here. Nautilus
still ahead.
backing, Lilia grabbing that blue buff.
Blue
but
side is still
ultimately
ahead,
he-
800 gold.
Yeah, mid lane
Hovering
looking
mid.
to be a little bit even right now. Tanrock's a full level ahead of Handful of Perks.
Taking a trade. Lilia should be able to punish this trade. Yep.
Yep, Lilia
coming
coming
out.
into gank.
Fizz.
Fizz has been put to sleep. I don't think he's going to get out of this one. But oh no!
Oh.
That's it!
Oh no. Oh yes,
and
Ash.
yeah, Lilia being
Hecarim has
able
ult.
to pull
Hecarim
it
has
up.
ult.
but
Yep.
That's
Yone
it,
does.
yeah. Lilia was unable to get away. I don't think he's going to be able to get away from Hecarim here. And Hecarim is looking like he's starting to get really fed.
Yeah, there's no way
The
Set
tele-
can catch up to him. Hecarim
Teleport
still has his
coming down
buff
from Set. Ornn coming in to counter that. And that's it. I mean, Raptors are gone. And I don't think there's anybody that can even contest what the Hecarim is doing right now.
up. That Ornn TP doesn't make too much sense. Maybe just to ensure that Hecarim lives, but Set's abilities were down. Set has no flash. There wasn't a real way for Hecarim to die there, but they're
Yeah.
gonna be taking this Rift open. Looking to put it mid.
Well, I mean, the lane is neutral, so hopefully there shouldn't be any lost minions on any side, as they're able to just grab that Rift Herald. Here comes Set to counter that along with Lilia.
Yummy. Yone
But-
coming through.
Looks
No
like there's
ultimate
going to
on
be a
Yone.
fight, but
No
Set,
ultimate Yone Lilia.
unfortunate. Handful of Perks is able to come in, get the kill here. Tenrock's finally taking down Ornn, but Hecarim cleaning up the Lilia.
Just a massive lead for blue side.
3 for 1. I don't think that worked out for them.
I think the dragon is gonna be falling soon. Once the bot lane gets back here. Oh, a little bit of
Meanwhile,
DMing from the
a
Hecarim.
lot of damage on that turret here, and you get to see the strength of the Ziggs Nautilus bot lane just shredding that tower. Just with the small amount of pressure that they've had there.
Yeah, even
But-
with this massive lead, Ziggs should be able to stall out the game with his massive wave clear. His champion being able to dish it out from a
Yep.
massive range away.
So the bot lane coming to reset, it's going to be problematic. They might get another plate off of this as the wave crashes into the tower.
Did you show the items, by the way?
Yeah, let's have a look see what they're buying.
Hecarim's gonna be getting his what's it called? Divine Thunder.
He's sitting
Not a
on
fan
Red
of that
Peril.
item.
Well,
Hecarim, I
mean,
think Hecarim, this is gonna clear from his bot side, hit from his blue side down to his bot side, take the dragon and reset. Buy his Divine Thunder and push his lead even further.
It's looking like Tanrox is trying to rotate, secure that scuttle. Maybe Red is trying to set up for being able to take that Earth Dragon. But Hextech Dragon catching the Nautilus a little bit out, trying to clear that ward. But,
Put out too
I
much
mean,
damage.
No real damage. Yeah,
Jinx
that-
early game,
And that fat Nautilus shield.
definitely.
But moving back to top lane here, I mean, they're looking like a bit of a farming lane
Yeah.
right now.
Just a noodle fight. Both laners understanding there's no real kill pressure here. Trying to get a farm lead. Because that's basically all they can do.
Oh, Fizz looking like he might want to set up for something bot lane.
Maybe being able to catch up to Lilia. No,
But-
Lilia's going to be taking
yeah.
the safe way.
Coldest Winter and bot lane are going to be backing up. Hecarim looking like he wants to start Dragon right now. Nope,
Dragon
not going
fight.
to do that. No fight on
Hmm.
Dragon. Is he looking like he wants to try to do something to mid lane?
Still does have that Rift Herald. Maybe he wants to place the Rift Herald down. Oh no.
I think they're looking to grab some vision control here.
Well, it looks like they're ganking bot.
Yep. Bot lane
Nautilus.
overextended a
flashing
little
out.
bit. That was unfortunate. Nautilus trying to get the ult onto
Lilia asleep.
the Nautilus.
Hecarim
but
does look to be dead. Oh. Unfortunate.
but
Ziggs
the
W.
engage from Leona, and the bot lane just turns and really cleans up with the follow up from Handful of Perks.
Ziggs.
The dive coming up, Ziggs will go down, and Hextech Dragon claiming a kill onto Chemtech Dragon.
A 3 for 0 and a dragon. Is
Yeah, just looking like they were gonna turn onto Hecarim, and the entire blue side team just followed up.
at the very least, I guess Yone got 2 plates off of mid and a few minion waves to die. But that's still not going to make up for the bot lane tower.
Definitely
bot
not a
lane
worth
waves.
trade here.
Yeah. This is looking
I mean-
It's looking like a grim game for Blue Sider.
Yeah, icing on the cake is that they didn't take Mountain Drake.
I guess Hecarim wanted to clear his 2 camps first.
Yep.
Fizz buying Zanya's first item. Securing.
Penrock's looking like he's also going to reset as he crashes that wave into tower. Lilia looking to counter jungle a little bit.
10 Dark Soul stacks on the Fizz. He's going to be hurting.
Yeah,
Buying
unreal.
Zanya's. Buying Zanya's to secure his bounty and his Dark Soul stacks, I guess.
Leona looking like she wants to get some vision in the river.
Setting up for the Drake whenever they want to take it.
And looking around to top lane, it looks like Set's going to crash that wave into top lane and also be able to get a reset.
We're in a bit of a low state here. I don't really understand why Blue Set hasn't taken Dragon yet.
Yeah, I mean, they have total priority. There's no bot lane pressure.
And Mountain Drake's being one of the strongest dragons in the game, especially with this team comp with all of the resistances that Ornn will be getting. And the Zanya's on
Handful
the
of
Fizz.
perks looking to zone out what might be the red team's not even looking to contest that Drake.
They're looking to
Nope.
just farm up and hopefully win a fight.
Yeah, well that Hecarim is so far ahead right now. I'm feeling like maybe red team is in defensive mode and they just want to kind of farm back into the game, but they've got to make some plays here.
Red team still has a chance of winning here, since there are massive bounties on the heads of looking like a fight mid.
Looking like
His ult
there
burned.
won't be a dive here. Oh no!
Minion wave is
That's
cleared.
it. Yone
Oh.
had to come back and completely gets destroyed. But it's But Set will come in, engage onto Leona, but and Leona will go down. Nautilus getting the hook onto Fizz, but Ornn responding with his own ult.
Flash
It's
for
looking
flash.
like-
Ornn, I don't think will be dying here.
No, Ornn
At least
might
not for a
actually go
1-for-1.
down. Lilia comes in.
Oh,
Set
at least 1 for
and the
1.
CC. Oh,
Oh, Hecarim, this is not good for
Hecarim
you.
into their team.
Oh,
no,
he
he's
lives.
gonna get out. The healing on Hecarim.
Tragic.
Wow.
Tragic game. Oh,
Unfortunately,
the Fizz did die. The bounty did go to Lilia, so there's a chance that Lilia is able to 1v9 this game.
I mean, Hecarim already appears to be 1v9ing at 7-0 and 7.
But like I was saying, there's still a chance for Red Team to win this game with the big bounties on the blue side members. And all the pick potential with Yone ult and the point and click CC with Nautilus ult. And the Lilia sleep to pair up with all of the setup. If they
So what are-
pick up a couple bounties, they can still solve the game with Ziggs wave clear.
Yeah, I mean, what are you figuring that Red has to do in order to come back into this game?
If Hecarim does a bad engage, and mostly Red side needs to save their abilities for when Hecarim uses his ult. The Lilia sleep has to go on Hecarim, no one else. He is the one with the most gold in the team. The Nautilus has to be pressing R and the Hecarim, or like hitting the R and the Hecarim, at the very least. So then Hecarim doesn't get his Conqueror stacks or anything like that, and be able to live through all the damage.
Oh, it's looking like Red Team wants to come in and gank Ornn. Lilia getting that first poke onto him.
Like a desperation play, I see.
Yeah, but it's looking like Ornn's
They're
going
going
to
to be
go
getting
down.
collapsed on. Lilia
Fizz
ult not up.
Coming in to
Running
try to
for
get
his
onto
life.
Coldest Wind. Nope. Lilia's going to get away. But unfortunately, that will not, and neither will Nautilus.
Is able to punish the overextension.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this fight here, the team splits up, and it's looking like the Hecarim and the Leona are able to just get in and clean up.
There's not much on the map for blue team to take, it's just the Rift Herald. But
Uh-oh,
what is
now,
this? I
here
don't
comes-
think this is good for the blue team. He's able to get out.
yeah, I mean, Handful of Perks has got a lot of damage coming out. And
His
it's looking
mobility.
like they're successfully zoning out the red team off of that Rift Herald.
Big wave mid. Ziggs gonna have to push that out, so then they can't be taking the mid turrets, pushing their map control even further beyond.
I mean, I have to imagine, though, that going into the late game, that's going to favor the champions like Jinx and Ornn. How are you figuring that the late game scaling is going to shake up if Ziggs even manages to stall this out?
So that the damage from Jinx is not it's not going to be as high as the damage from Lily and Ziggs. The tanks on red side are going to be able to live way longer than the tanks on blue side, since the damage from Lily and the damage from Ziggs are going to be way more consistent than the damage from Jinx. Since Jinx does have to manage to deal with the Nautilus R and the Yone ult, all of that stuff. And if blue team makes a mistake by engaging a little too hard and leaving their only damage dealer, which is Jinx, left behind, and the red team manages to kill Jinx, they're going to run out of damage. They're going to have no more damage left to kill their tanks, and their tanks are just going to
I mean,
run over the
Hecarim
rest of the
seems to be doing quite well, dealing out lots of damage here.
That's just because he's really far ahead. Once red team gets the 3 items, Hecarim isn't going to be able to. Isn't going to be looking too hot like he's been looking the entire game.
Yeah.
Hecarim's not
Yeah,
the scaling
he's
champion, it looks like.
Definitely going to fall off. Blue has aggressively warded the red jungle and basically just has complete control over it.
Red team completely out of position. Their support and jungler taking a reset 10 seconds before Dragon spawns.
I mean,
Looking like
they're
they're
not
just
going to be able to
giving it up.
contest that at all. Yep.
Definitely.
And it's looking like Set's going to try to take a trade for top tower. But got to tell you, first tower for Dragon, I don't know how that shakes up. But I honestly don't think that Red is even going to be able to contest this Dragon the way that things have shaken up.
See what soul it is it going to be?
Well, Red, I think it'll be one more to Soul. The next one's going to be Inferno.
Okay. A bit unfortunate that it's not Ocean. Ocean has a lot of value this game, since the team fights have been lasting very long and are going to be lasting very long.
Shelly's going to be dropping mid, and that tower's going to
Whipping
go
the-
down. Bot lane's not going to be able to protect it. They might even lose an inhib turret off of this, so Shelly's going to hopefully get off another charge. Nope, not going to happen.
Nautilus whipping the Q. Hecarim counter jungling. And at this point of the game, Lilia not able to. Oh, another engage looking.
Here comes the Ord engage, followed up with the Leona, but
This might be game actually.
that's it. Coldest Winter getting the kill onto
Lilia.
Ornn. Jinx
A lot of
killing
danger here.
Set. Lilia
They're
will
just-
go down to Jinx.
Yeah.
Nautilus will go down too, and Ziggs trying desperately to get away. He'll be able to blast cone over the wall.
There just isn't enough damage to kill the Hecarim at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I mean that'll definitely at least be an inhib.
Even if the game gets stalled out, it's very hard for the red team to get any gold at all, since there's so much
Yeah.
control over the map. Hecarim can just power farm Lilia's jungle, and the rest of his teammates can power farm his own jungle. And
Yeah, we're
completely
looking at
cutting
an
off the-
almost 9k gold differential here.
Yeah, and it's going to be increasing as the game goes on. All the towers are dead. Blue side are going to be able to completely shut down a source of gold, which is the jungler of Lilia's. Only 2 jungle camps back up. Hecarim's going to be farming his own camps here, increasing the lead even further.
Yeah, I mean it's looking like red team just kind of wants to move together and hopefully can set up for Baron and contest. Baron might be the only objective that can get them the ability to stay in this game a little bit longer.
Let's have to take a reset soon. Yeah, he has to be with his team. He's carrying all the gold. He's the most important member of the blue side right now. He cannot be caught out of position.
Yep.
His team can't engage.
Yone clearing that ward just to make sure that there's no sneaky teleports, but blue team already prepping for Dragon. They're looking to force a fight in the Baron pit. Sorry, I think I misspoke and said they were prepping for Drag when they were prepping for Baron.
What do we see when the dragon is coming up, actually? Because if all else
Um,
fails, we can always win through Dragon Soul. Nautilus being caught out,
Yeah, not exactly
having
sure.
to burn Flash.
Yeah. It's looking like
Waves.
Vision controls coming out towards the blue side. They're able to aggressively keep those wards out. At least Red's got one ward inside the Baron pit.
Lilia just has to hope for a massive sleep, and even then, it's not looking very likely for any team fight to be won by the red side.
Yeah, the blue team is just far ahead. They've got such a beefy front line that Nautilus is just running off with the game here.
Interesting choice for the Hecarim to build Youmu's here. Guess he is so too far ahead that it doesn't even matter at this point.
Yeah, well, I mean, and Youmu's will synergize with a lot of his move speed. It'll give him a lot more damage on lethality here. And blue
Oh.
team pinging for that Baron.
Ornn running bot lane, trying to push the wave in with his teleport.
This might be the one chance that Red has to try to sneak back into this game. If Ornn's not going to be there, they might have to be able to take this 4v5.
There are a lot of TP opportunities for Ornn to be taken here. Lots of wards on the red side jungle. And if the red team tries to walk in, Ornn can always get a flank on that Raptor ward right there. Get a big
Yeah.
ult. And
I mean, there's a ward
blue
right
side
here
is
in
gonna
the-
be backing up.
Blue side looking like they're just going to back up a little bit and come back down.
Baron is a bit slow. They don't have a Liandry's or anything. They're Jinx.
Wow, and here comes red team again. They were just stalling out to give the Ornn a little bit more time here, and Nautilus unable to
Whipping the
land
two.
that hook. That's gonna hurt. Ornn will take a turret, and it looks like red team wants.
this
to
is the opportunity
take that
here.
really hard.
Ornn has the TP.
That's it. Yone, big ult, taking down the Jinx and the Hecarim. The Ornn
This
is
is it.
gonna be. Oh, Ziggs taking out the Fizz. Ornn is able to get away, but can he contest this Baron? I don't think
Just
he
leave
can.
and push the waves out so that they don't lose any turrets. Or slow down the push, at the very
Or
least.
oh, we'll come in here. Nautilus
Ornn is just-
needed that Ornn ult, but Ornn will go down, and Baron will go to the red side. A little bit of overconfidence and a strong engage from the Yone ult.
Yon making the smart decision to go and push mid or take dragon. Didn't really need any more damage to take down the Baron here.
Yeah,
And even
I mean,
after all of that, there's still 4k gold down.
yeah,
They are
well,
with better scaling
they're,
comp.
they're hoping to sneak this Infernal Drake out from under the blue team as they just respawn. Will
Oh.
that be... I think they'll be able to do it too. I mean, they've got Yone. There we go. Infernal Drake will go to the red side here.
That will be slowing down the blue team's climb to be getting the Infernal Soul. Giving
I
an
mean,
opportunity for blue side to win, actually.
Yeah, this is the way the red team gets back into the game. They capitalize on these mistakes that blue team have. I mean, had Ornn TP'd a little bit earlier, we might have been able to see a completely different fight, but without the Ornn ult, things shake up a bit differently.
Like I was saying, after the Jinx dies, there's just no damage for the blue team to be putting out on the front line. There's just... It's going to be really hard for the...
Yeah, Zig's ult will go nowhere here.
We're
But,
witnessing...
I mean, you're witnessing that wave clear that you were talking
Yep.
about. I mean, red can't even siege no matter how hard they try.
There's absolutely nothing they can do right now. Zig's just deleting each wave with just 2 buttons.
Ziggs and Hecarim looking to just run around in the jungle, hoping to catch someone out here, but red team moving in a coordinated fashion. They don't want to give up a pick. And Fizz whiffing his ult, which is big. He won't have that for the next fight.
Any Nautilus hook is going to be maybe a kill on blue side if Lily is in position to sleep the targets.
Yeah, Lilia's going to pick up her red. They're hoping that they can just continue to claim their jungle, scale back into the game, and wait for the next objective.
Yone slowly.
I'd like to have seen them, use the Baron a little bit more, because I'd like to see them crack a tower, and it's looking like they're going to push mid.
Ziggs. Oh, like I was saying, once Ziggs gets his hands on a tower, it's gonna fall in actually like a few seconds, maybe 8 or 9 seconds.
Yeah, I mean he does auto destroy towers once 2/3 of the damage have been dealt, and with those Baron empowered minions, those towers are going to go by fast. Red team going to take that blue buff on the blue side.
We also have to remember the exhaust on the Nautilus. If the Hecarim
Another
goes in-
Fizz ult down.
Ooh.
And Red looking to take an initiation hook onto the Leona.
The Fizz is out of the
Meanwhile-
fight here.
Yeah,
This
Fizz
is-
has been zoned out. Ornn
This is front to
coming
back.
in. Set also Leona into the back line, but Yone will go. Oh, Yone
Oh,
with
the
a good
Jinx is
ult, but he
dead.
will go down.
Oh, I think Red
Fizz
side is actually
still
winning.
alive.
Here. Yeah.
Fizz is still up. If he gets onto that Fizz, or on the Ziggs, it's gonna be bad news. And there he goes. Zonias will come out of Fizz. Lilia coming in, unable to get the damage onto Fizz. Ornn will go down, and
And like
Lilia
I said,
just looking. There we go.
once the Jinx is picked off, there's just absolutely no damage on the blue side. The
Yeah.
exhaust for the Hecarim. Hecarim
Yeah,
not
that-
able to do much.
Fizz wasn't the Fizz also just not being able to get the kill onto Yone as quickly as he needed to. That Yone ult was clutch for him.
By the way, I think you're getting Fizz and Ziggs mixed up. I've been hearing a lot of Fizz jumping on top of the Yone. It's a weird
Well-
sight to behold.
Yeah, no. Fizz is the one jumping on top of Yone.
No, I was saying Fizz, Ziggs. You were getting them mixed up, I think.
Oh,
I
okay.
was saying Ziggs was jumping on Yone. That's what, yeah.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
Yeah.
And
And it does look like blue team has to hope for a big ace in order to do anything. Because they can't do anything if the Ziggs is up, clearing waves, rotating.
yeah, it's looking like Red Team is just clawing their way back into the game. That once massive 9k gold lead has dropped to just around 1.5k, 1.3k.
Now that Yomu's purchase is really biting Hecarim in the neck here. Not tanky enough to soak the damage off of Fizz.
Let's have a look at the itemization here. And like you said, Fizz is going Oh, it looks like Fizz and Lilia both going Liandry's.
I'm surprised to see that neither of them are choosing to build Rylai's, since once the Leona and the Hecarim go in, there's no way of them getting out. And that's made it so much worse if they have Rylai's 30% slow, with the Liandry's ticking on top of it, keeping it on top of them.
I mean, I'm maybe they're just figuring that since they don't have any tools for engage, they don't need the extra help sticking onto them.
Hecarim still has Ghost, and Fizz is a slippery champ for this.
Yeah, I mean, Fizz is a slippery person.
Yeah.
But looking like the fight's going to come out for the Infernal Drake here.
Nautilus looking for a hook on any of the members. Doesn't matter which one. Lilia getting some poke out with her E.
Set looking to flank from the back end here. He's not going to do it. The Jinx Chomper zoning him out. Ornn getting the initiation onto Ziggs. The ult landing hard here. But he was just alone for too long. Hecarim coming from the back end. Not enough follow-up from the blue team. Where is everyone? Fizz out there alone. Will go down. Yeah. But Hextech Dragon will get the kill onto Set. Hecarim trying to be...
almost killing the Fizz.
Yeah, but he will go down here.
And
I think Lilia went to go kill the bot lane. Let's have a look and see what happened here. Lilia. First... Oh, wow.
An absolute monster, this Lilia. Should be...
I mean, the reality being, that fight, the bot lane was separated completely and was out of position.
The Ornn using his ult. The Ornn is using his ult, and Hecarim was just not in the position to follow up with it.
A very uncoordinated engage. Bot lane was nowhere to be found. Hecarim took a bit long to follow up, and that just ended up leaving Fizz out high and dry.
They haven't spent their gold yet, we have to remember. So maybe if Blue side takes a fight here, they have a chance of winning. But this Baron is going to be dying quite fast.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to make it in time for the Baron. They'll get the and the comeback might be real here.
Top lane, 2 levels ahead. Jungle, 2 levels ahead. Mid lane, 2 levels ahead. Every role is just levels ahead, gold ahead.
Yeah, that gold differential evaporated, going now a little over 3,000, a little around 3,000 gold going to the blue side. It's 56.9k to 54.4. The swing of this.
Gonna be doing a little praying, hoping for a miracle to happen. Doesn't look like there's any way for Blue side to win this game here.
I mean, we said that we might have thought that a while before for the red side, but it's looking like the team fight diff is really coming out.
I did call it. They do have a chance of winning with their wave plan and their better team scaling.
Yeah. I mean, a big part of it is that Blue side really needs to coordinate their engages properly.
Collapsing on the Ornn, looking for a pick.
Ornn is out of position. That pick will come out, and Ornn's just not going to make it. Ornn will go down here. The Baron empowered minions are pushing through, and that tier 2 turret's just going to disappear.
This looks to be the end. There's nothing that Blue side can do against their team. Ziggs is going to be killing the towers way too fast. Ornn isn't going to be able to... Oh!
I mean, that's it, Leona getting bursted out. Ziggs ult will come down. Tenrock's getting the kill onto a Jinx. The entire team gets dove onto their own tower.
Has to look for an engage, but
that's
Jinx
it.
is killing these. Jinx is just slaughtering these objectives way too quickly for Ornn to come back. Hecarim looking for a miracle play.
Hecarim trying to go in, but just no one else there. He just will go down on his own. Fizz will follow up. Handful of perks, just unable to get it through. Oh, the Ornn will finally get the kill onto Lilia, but I think
they can just ignore these two. They don't deal too much damage.
That's it. Set will take the initiation onto... There we go. That is good game here. Jinx will do the best she can, but Set will just take her down. And an impressive comeback from Freljord, taking the game, even though Shurima has the 1 kill advantage. This was an amazing game.
can't imagine what Blue Side is feeling this game, being so far ahead
Just
and making
throws.
just one mistake at that Baron fight, absolutely tossing away their game.
It was a little bit more than just the one mistake at Baron. That the resulting fight at the Dragon Pit was also just nasty. Their team just their engage wasn't coordinated enough. And like you were saying, Jinx was their damage. And Jinx needed to be there when everyone went in. All right, well, thank you guys for joining us. Stay tuned for the next match, which is going to be Demacia versus Ionia. Perfect. Well, welcome back to the next game. It's looking like we are just getting ready to start the Shurima or Demacia versus Ionia. Ionia will be starting on the blue side. Demacia will be starting on the red side.
You don't have the heart for this.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gwen is a great champion this patch, being able to flex both top lane and mid lane.
Yep. The Lucian and the Trundle band will come out.
I think those might be target bans. Not two great champions in the meta right now.
Good to know.
Interesting. A Kali band also coming out. What are your thoughts?
I think that's also a target ban. Since Akali isn't too consistent of a blind pick. There are lots of counters here.
Feels like a lot of scouting's been done. I wouldn't have expected to see the Nautilus ban.
Nocturne. Very strong. Lots of map pressure, cross map pressure. And a lot of synergy with other champions like Fiddlesticks and Jhin.
The Tom Kench
Kench.
being blind picked into top lane.
Tom Kench is a great blind pick top lane. Not many losing matchups. Pretty consistent tank.
Yeah, he's been able to really hold a powerful presence top lane. I feel like he does have some counters. Okay. A quick pick from Jarvan and Mordekaiser. How are you feeling about the Zac and Ahri pick coming out?
Zac is in my opinion, a very OP champion. Extremely long range engage. He deals a massive amount of damage for how tanky he is, being able to build all tanky items and just dishing out that percentage max health damage.
Okay.
Lots of synergy.
Yeah, the Morgana coming out, she's going to be able to really apply a lot of disengage. She counters a lot of supports really well. Definitely a strong champion.
Morgana's Morgana Black Shield's gonna be having a lot of value here against these CC abilities like Zac E and Zac Q and Ahri Charm, Tom Kench slow. Also the Tom Kench teleport. Don't know much about what the Tom Kench teleport is called.
Yeah, I mean, looking like several ADC bands coming out. Tristana band didn't have that greatest showing in the last set of games.
I'm gonna be expecting an Enchanter support to be countering the Morgana. Since Morgana isn't able to pressure an Enchanter, Enchanters get to play the game for free for scale.
Yeah. The Anivia band coming out of the red side here.
Picking Veigar. Lots of AP damage from both sides. Zac loves to play against AP damage since he gets to build one of his favorite items, Spirit Visage.
Yeah, I mean,
Ashe team pick. Ashe doesn't make too much sense here, playing against Morgana, of course, Split Black Shield being able to counter her ultimate.
yeah, I mean, a lot of the slows and everything. Interesting, Nami coming out.
Nami's an Enchanter, but not one of the best ones. My opinion of Nami is not very high.
I feel like Morgana's really going to be able to still put a lot of disengage and neutralize a lot of Nami's ability to really initiate and stick onto champions just with that Black Shield.
Morgana's going to be a very annoying champ for Zac to deal with here. Since after Zac goes in, not really much he can do after Morgana puts a Black Shield on him.
Is
on
that
one of their targets.
Is that a mid lane Morgana, maybe? No. Yeah, it might be a mid lane Morgana and a Veigar bot.
This is strange. Maybe it's a solo lane loop. Or maybe it's a misclick. Yikes. So I'm getting word that the client had bugged out for one of the players. The
Yeah.
Lulu pick was meant to be Aphelios.
So it's looking like we had a client issue. The Lulu pick was not meant to be picked, but we had some internet issues, so we're going to go ahead and reset the game and hopefully let these players pick the champions that they're looking for. So, I mean, so how do you feel about the draft, as it stood, at least from the Ionia side?
Like, the side with the Morgana was definitely winning. Zach isn't going to be able to play the game against the enemy team comp. Mordekaiser Oath can definitely just take him out of the fight. The only damage source being from Ashe. The only AD damage source, at least. So Mordekaiser can just target her with his arm.
Yeah,
Ashe not being able to.
Please go on.
Ashe not really being able to engage consistently against Morgana. Morgana early picked really bad champions being picked into Morgana. Bit of mistakes there.
I was a little bit perplexed by the Ashe pick. I know at least from yesterday, Tahm Kench's top lane showed up as top damage. So never underestimate Tahm Kench. But
Tahm Kench is just the stat checking tanky champion. He doesn't get ahead. He generally just gets outscaled by a more useful champ like Ornn or Sion, or just a scaling champ like, for example, Kayle, who can just free farm versus him.
Yeah, I feel like Aurelia also does really well into Ornn. I mean into Tahm Kench. A lot of champions with percentage health damage, but I mean we're having the same draft picks, so I am definitely excited to see what champion was supposed to be there instead of Lulu.
I was actually messaged by one of the players. It's Aphelios, yeah.
Aphelios, okay.
Yeah. Aphelios loves to be engaged on. He loves it whenever champs run into him, so he can just dish out all of the damage that he's known for.
Yeah, especially coming with the Morgana, I think that's going to be a really great synergy.
Yeah.
Black Shield and Morgana ult will do a lot towards protecting him.
Ahri's the only one who's really able to kill the Aphelios, but if the Aphelios goes shield bone with the Morgana next to him, there's not much that Ahri's gonna be able to do against the Aphelios.
I definitely agree.
It was Veigar?
Yeah, so we're definitely sure Veigar's going mid now.
Okay.
And
Veigar's not gonna
Veigar
be
looking
able
to
to
carry that team into the late game here.
Veigar is not going to be able to match Ahri wave clear in the early stages, so Ahri's going to be having priority in the mid lane. Zach's going to be able to move anywhere on the map he wants because Ahri's going to be getting first move over Veigar. So most fights are going to be started, and Veigar is going to be trying to catch up with the Ahri. We're going to be seeing a lot more aggression from the Zach team, since mid priority goes to Ahri.
And are you sort of anticipating that the blue team Ionia are going to want to close the game out a little bit more quickly?
Yeah, definitely. Against Veigar, Aphelios, and even Morgana outscaled. Aphelios going to be able to shred down the Tahm Kench and Zach. And there's not much that the Zach team is going to be able to do about the Aphelios damage. Veigar with also great wave clear. Jarvan is going to be trying to go in, which isn't too great since Aphelios just wants to peel backwards. With same thing with Morgana, Veigar. So Jarvan is a bit off theme in this team comp, but I think it should be fine. I think Jarvan should be able to stop the Ashe from dealing damage, which is just what they need. And Mordekaiser is going to be able to peel for the Aphelios with his ultimate. Just as long as
No, please go on. You're saying just as long as.
Just as long as their backline isn't going to be caught out or engaged on, looks like red team's going to be having an easy game this draft.
So what do you think blue team needs to do in order to overcome what appears to be a draft advantage here for the late game?
They have a winning top lane and priority mid, and even Zach has lots of ganking potential. So maybe Dragon Soul win con. That's always great. Ash maybe would be able to get an engage with her ore when Morgana isn't there, and get advantageous leads, since the front line of a red team isn't too great. Mordekaiser and Jarvan aren't the tankiest champions. They don't really have tank abilities. Jarvan has a shield with his W, same thing Mordekaiser, but that's just not enough to play against the true damage from Ahri and the damage from Zac. Tahm Kench also has damage. Ash.
Okay. I mean, and do you think that the jungler might be looking to play through the mid lane early and get a lot of pressure so that Ahri can start roaming?
Definitely. Veigar is a very gankable champion, even with his cage. They can
And-
always
Go on, please.
charm. If Ahri ever hits a charm and Veigar doesn't have flash for it, Veigar is certainly dead with all of the Zac CC coming out. But blue side still has a lot of AP damage, so Jarvan is gonna be able to build lots of MR and just not die against it. Since Mordekaiser can just ult the Ashe, the only source of AD damage on the team.
And how do you feel like the red team Demacia need to survive the early game? What sorts of things do you think they need to do to survive that rough early game?
They definitely need a lot of deep words for Zac engaging tools, keeping words in the enemy jungle's enemy jungle, making sure that they don't die to ganks, keeping track of where Ashe is and matching Morgana with him, and all around just not inting and lane too much. And if they make it to the mid game, they should be fine. Better wave clear, better team fighting, and better objective. Wait, what?
It looks
Wait.
like the game should be starting anytime now. Well, just as a comment, it's looking like Team Demacia are rocking 5 skins here.
Both sides. Oh, never mind.
Yep.
I didn't see the Ahri and Tahm Kench.
Yeah, Ahri and Tahm Kench not running skins. How do you think they're going to overcome that disadvantage here?
Maybe they're Faker fanboys and they have a little bit of, SKT in them. They're able to pull out those insane Faker mechanics and take control of the lane. Since they are in winning lane matchups, they might be able to snowball the game out of control. And,
Yeah, you say
win on
that. I mean, two of the teammates are rocking SKT skins.
I
Zac
didn't
and
notice that
Lamar.
either.
Yeah, maybe they are taking their cues after Faker, letting their abilities speak for them and not their skins. We'll see if that works out for them. Right to side.
Maybe he was taking cleanse. It's a bit strange since he has a Morgana with him. They're going to be down a combat summoner spell. Because Ashe has heal and Nami has ignite. Aphelios has cleanse, so
Maybe
the 2v2
Aphelios
is going to be a bit harder.
Go on.
The 2v2 is going to be a bit harder with Aphelios taking cleanse here.
Yeah, maybe Aphelios is just hoping to make sure that they don't get locked down in any way. That might free up the Morgana to be able to protect other people in team fights.
Morgana taking exhaust. Not really sure who's that for. Not many exhaust targets, not much burst damage. Ignite is overall the better laning rune, better fighting, and being able to counter the heal is also greatly important.
Yeah,
for an invade.
Demacia trying to stack up into the Pixel Brush, looking maybe to try to invade here. And they're just going straight around the backside of Tahm Kench, who has no idea what's going on.
Is he AFK?
And Tahm Kench will get discovered. And
Start W.
Tahm Kench will get away. So
That's the problem with being AFK at level 1. You're not able to cover an invade entrance, and one of your laners is going to be starting off with a disadvantage.
a deep ward into the blue right here, so they know that the blue team is starting on the bot side.
Jarvan's going to be playing around the bot lane. Definitely the right decision there.
A hard leash for the Zac here. And same thing here for Jarvan.
Jarvan's not going to be choosing to do a 3 camp here. He's going to be doing his Raptors. Maybe to be defending against Zac.
Okay. Looking like it's a farming lane up here top. Not a lot going on here.
It's a bit strange to see the Zac doing a 3 camp instead of a full clear, since Zac can actually full clear pretty quickly. I know that if he starts on blue side, he can full clear by 306, but not sure what the red side is.
Okay. Yeah, Zac definitely making it through.
Both junglers choosing to do a 3 camp, which gives them the most gank opportunities. Jarvan is going to be doing a level 2 gank in bot lane, or maybe looking around for...
Maybe looking to try to... Oh, please.
No, you're good.
Jarvan may be looking to counter jungle the Raptors here. And Zac pinging top lane. Looks like Zac wants to gank. Tahm Kench getting the initiation first, but is Zac going to be able to make it? Yep. Mordekaiser's flash will go down.
Zac is going to be looking for more top lane ganks with his flash being down and the lots of setup from Tahm Kench.
Vanguard dropping that ward in the pixel brush, but Zac will discover it immediately.
Not really sure what Jarvan is doing.
Seems like Jarvan has just grabbed Scuttle. I wonder if he's looking to try to make a play bot lane, but he's just standing there. Meanwhile, bot lane seems to be pretty even. It looks like the Ashe is taking a little bit more damage and is losing the trades a bit, but with that Nami heal, that could change quite a bit. Looks like Jarvan wants to make a play here. Goes for the flash. That binding coming out a bit late, and the gank will just not turn out in their favor.
Flash for flash. Maybe Jarvan is going to be looking to punish the bot lane, having no flash on the Ashe.
Meanwhile, top lane, it looks like Tahm Kench is going to be pushing that wave into the Mordekaiser, who's managed to heal most of the damage out of that first gank.
Zoom up a bit, by the way.
What was that?
Could you zoom up for a bit, by the way?
Yeah, it's won't zoom out anymore. Let's see here.
Carl T Z, Carl T Shift Z.
That is, there we go.
Yeah, that's good.
So it looks like bot lane looking to reset here. As
Not
after
much
the
happening.
wave is... Yep.
Just by better farming, the red side is going to be up 300 gold.
Yep. It looks like
doing his early recall, pathing bot lane, maybe looking to be taking the dragon.
Meanwhile, it's looking like Mordekaiser's getting bullied really hard, and he's just not able to farm. He's backing at a terrible place with minions right next to his tower.
They burned the TP.
And here comes Dab Maniac. I think might be looking for a play bot lane, but don't know if he sees one. The binding will not find its target. Oh, it's looking like Jarvan got caught out of position here. Jarvan will try to flash, but Ari just follows up. First blood goes to Zac. Alright, let's see if we can try to run that back and see what happened. Oh, we
it's
can't
bugged.
because the League client will not allow this.
Yeah, I think red team is they were looking to make an early dragon blade with such better items than since the Aphelios does have the pickaxe over the Ash's longsword, and same thing with Jarvan having pickaxe and Zac not having not recalling yet and spending his gold.
Well, Zac might be looking for a gank here. He's going to clear the red ward, but will get spotted by another control ward from red.
Maybe passing back down. Maybe he's looking for a counter gank.
Oh, Nami bubble landing onto Morgana.
TP
Zac will go
coming
in
from
for the
Mordekaiser.
dive. TP coming in for Mordekaiser here.
Tommy is definitely
Mordecai-
dead.
Yeah, Mordekaiser gets the kill onto Nami here. Continuing in. Mordekaiser dealing out a lot of damage here. Zac will get low. Tahm Kench's teleport wasn't able to counter as much as he had hoped. But... oh, Jarvan overextending here. Will he go down? He will. And Zac getting the initiation back onto Mordekaiser. It looks like red team just lingered a bit too long and stepped a bit too far.
Doing exactly what they need to do as the to be the weaker late game team, getting early advantages with the Zac ganks and the TP counter TPs. Maybe they're gonna be looking to push the bot wave in, reset, and play around dragon.
Yeah, I mean, bot lane doesn't have any priority, and Zac is already bot. Mid lane has priority. I feel like they might be setting up to take dragon right now.
Trigger's gonna be having to give up the mid wave, being the weaker early game laner.
Yeah, I've got to feel like in that last play that the Jarvan just stepped a bit too far out and just started getting slowed by the Ashe. Just a
Definitely with
little
all the CC from the Nami and the Zac, Jarvan couldn't get it right out.
Yeah, just a little bit out of position. Just goes to show you how much positioning matters. And Tahm Kench are looking to secure the scuttle so that they can get some map vision dominance.
Pushing is at farm advantage over the Mordekaiser.
Still only a 1k gold differential, so still a very close game.
Anything could happen. Tahm Kench. Not sure if he knows there's like a ward down.
Well, Tahm Kench not respecting the Mordekaiser damage at the moment here. Trying to get some
Tahm
poke
Kench.
out.
He's the one who took grasp, so the extended trades are going to be favoring the Mordekaiser here. Tahm Kench is going to be looking to keep these trades short and healing up with his E passive and his Q tongue lash healing.
So, blue team is on dragon. Red team looking like they might try to gank Ahri, but Ahri's so hard to gank.
He's moving down. Not really much red team can do about the dragon.
Yeah, bot lane has no priority. The dragon will go to Zac on the blue side. Oh, Ash Arrow coming from across the map. Ahri just comes in and destroys Yaga Yaga. That
Magic.
was
What
one
a tilter.
hell of an Ashe ult. Unbelievable.
What a tilter. Zac not checking Pixie Brush for any wards. Unaware that he was spotted on a control ward. Tahm Kench not being able to play. Actually,
I mean, Tahm Kench is still a level ahead, so he should be able to pressure that advantage into Mordekaiser, but Mordekaiser's also just hard to kill.
Mordekaiser starts winning this lane after one item here. Getting his Riftmaker, being able to deal true damage, and getting the Omni Vamp.
Well, bot lane able to just farm up a little bit. Hopefully they'll be able to kind of catch up.
Both the mid and bot lane.
Just a quick item count.
Zac still hasn't recalled yet, which is strange.
Sitting on a lot of gold here.
Jarvan should be stronger than Zac in these fights, taking the recalls. A 10 CS lead in mid lane.
Well, here comes the trades into bot lane. It looks like bot lane might be wanting to push that wave into tower and back. Ping's
Both the
going
mid
down.
lane and the bot lane. Looking to just AFK safely farm, making it to that mid game.
Bot lane will be looking to farm safely top. Or bot lane looking to crash that, or top lane looking to crash that wave into tower. Sorry. But looking like there's kind of a lull state, not a whole lot going on.
Mordekaiser are having to sack that entire wave and a plate, being the weaker laner. Yeah. And the wave will be still pushing back into the Tahm Kench here.
That's definitely going to be rough. A full level behind, a bunch of CS behind. We'll see how he's able to manage keeping up into this game.
Tahm Kench is choosing not to recall. His recall
Another ult coming from Ashe, getting the flash out of Veigar. Zac
Oh.
wants to try to make this happen, but just unable to. They'll take a plate instead. That was an incredible Ashe ult. Almost hit that Veigar.
Zac still hasn't recalled. Oh no, he has recalled.
Let's see here.
It's just an entire Sunfire cape being bought out.
Yeah, the Sunfire Aegis, one of the more powerful weapons for Zac, able to do a lot of damage while just bouncing around everywhere. Jarvan.
Sunfire cape does have a lot of value against Mordekaiser and Jarvan here. Being two melee champions who are just going to be hugging him the entire fight.
So it's
Sunfire
looking
cape
like
really-
they might be coming for a gank top lane here. Mordekaiser starting the fight into Tahm Kench, who just eats him and pushes him into tower. You had to figure that was coming, though. And Mordekaiser will go down, I think, an ill-advised fight into Tahm Kench, who's sitting under tower.
3k gold lead and a full dragon up by blue side here.
Yep. It's looking like Veigar's going to be going to reset. Bot lane safely farming. Just slow pushing out, trying to accumulate that gold.
Has to TP back top lane or else he's gonna have to sack another top wave, making the
So
lead.
what do you
between them.
think that red team needs to do to really start getting back into this game?
To be honest, they just need to cling on and then wait until they all reach 3 items, which is where they're gonna be the stronger champions. There's not much they can do right now, being so far behind. Every member on the team.
Yeah, a lot of damage onto that mid turret. And Veigar getting the stun onto Ahri. Unable to capitalize just because he's a little bit far behind and not enough damage coming out.
Every member besides the bot lane. Levels behind. Veigar
Oh, it
just
looks
hit
like
10.
Zac picking up a fight with the... Oh!
Oh,
Ashe
no.
ult coming from bot lane again! Look at these
Ashe.
ults! Veigar will go down after Ahri just deletes him. Zac going onto the
Mordekaiser
Mordekaiser.
does have ult.
Yeah, it looks like Mordekaiser picking up the kill onto Ahri, and he's just gonna leave. Whoa! Bot lane rotating to catch the Zac out of position here. Will the Zac go down? I mean, Zac is beefy.
Felio slows with this.
Oh, Mordekaiser coming around a flank, anticipating the Zac going over the wall here. And, oh, Zac loses flash. I mean, Zac is able to get away, but at what cost?
It's like,
PP going down from top to protect the mid tower, or from mid to protect the bot tower going down. Veigar just trying to make sure that the rotation from
a
bot
bit of a
lane doesn't
lane swap.
cost. Yeah, I think they were just covering lane. It seems like bot lane might be looking to take dragon since Zac is out of position. We've got
not much that blue side can do besides stall for Zac. But I think
Yeah.
I think red side's gonna do this a little too fast for Zac to get there.
Well, Nami ult coming out, bubble onto Veigar, the black shield defending it. Dragon will go to red team, but Jarvan goes down. So does
Got the
Jarvan
dragon,
will go
but
down
at
to
what
Ashe.
cost?
Yep. Morgana and Jarvan go down. Oh,
Remember
Ahri
to
gets a
listen.
kill onto Veigar.
Make that 4.
4 kills. Aphelios will also go down. The only living member is still Mordekaiser. Everyone goes down. That is not a worth dragon here.
4 members of their team in the entire bot side jungle.
I mean, the tower's
for
also
Nugget.
going to go down, so
Tower's gonna make it a losing that tower is not bad for blue side actually, because the minions are gonna be a little bit safer to be to farm, since
Yeah.
it's not gonna be caught up at that tower. They're not gonna have to overextend and possibly get open.
yeah,
Jack overextending
that-
a bit.
yeah, on
Yeah.
the red side. Yep. So, I mean, ultimately though, that does open up the map a little bit for blue to start, invading the bot side jungle. Every
Mid lane turret
time-
has also fallen.
Yeah, that's it. The entire bot side of the map is just free reign.
Not much
But-
red side can do here.
I mean, for what it's worth, we don't have a lot of wards from blue inside the bot jungle on red side. They don't have a lot of
Like a bit
vision
of
to
action mid lane?
capitalize.
Zack's
Okay, it
entire
looks like-
jungle is still up.
It looks like Jarvan initiates onto Zac here. Ult will go down. Zac is trapped. Ari comes in, blows Jarvan up. Zac will just not go down. Costly initiation here. It looks like they're going to rotate to Baron. Or no, Rift Herald, sorry.
7,000 gold up.
Wow.
Unlike the first game, there's not much. Another fight happening here.
Mordekaiser trying to get onto that Zac. Zac will get away. Mordekaiser still dealing a bunch of damage. Nami will get the kill onto Morgana. Ari still coming out. Ashe taking out the Mordekaiser here. Unable to get onto that back line here. And Ashe flashing to kill the Vigar. Cleaning up onto Aphelios. Aphelios can't do anything. Ashe is 2 levels ahead. And Dap Maniac on Jarvan. The best he can do is just give himself Constellation Raptors. Not even that. Ari takes everything from him. Ruthless.
Zack doing a bit of sinning here. Maybe it's gonna be working out. Flash, I'm
Dive
gonna
onto that Maniac. Not gonna happen. But the emote, no respect shown at all.
Mordekaiser are not having ult or flasher to be able to catch the Zack bounty.
Morgana trying desperately to defend bot lane, but she is 3 levels behind that Tom Kench. The
Being a
Binding
slippery champion she is.
will not find their way out. I'd like to see a little bit more vision from blue side in the bot jungle, but they've got the top on lockdown. Tom Kench will get
Oh.
engaged upon, but he just leaves.
Well, Jarvan's not really too great of a champ when he's behind. He needs to get ahead in order to do anything. His CC isn't consistent. His ultimate is the only utility spell that he has, and even then, once he goes in there, there's not much he can do but die.
I mean, are you figuring now at this point that Red just needs to turtle up, hope the game doesn't spiral too far out of control, and just wait for the Vigar and Aphelios to scale up?
It's already too far control. It's 10k gold ahead. That's
mean-
basically
The last game, Freljord came back from an 11k deficit.
well. That game, the team comp was the red side team comp was much better than the blue side team comp. But this game, it's
Oh! There we go. Mordekaiser tries to go and gets completely deleted. Kill will go to Tom Kench. Dab Maniac tries to get away, but nope, gets killed by Ari. Sacrificed by his team. Maybe his punishment for his disloyalty in the analyst desk.
well, in this game they still Veigar wave clear, but Veigar is a lot more dangerous to wave clear with, being shorter range than Ziggs. He's gonna have to step up a lot further up to clear the waves, and that leaves the openings for Zack and Ashe to find engages onto the Veigar and punish him for trying to catch some minions.
Clouddrake will go to blue side with Zac, and Zac looking to start counter jungling, taking all of their buffs. I mean, as a jungler, terrible feeling.
This game, there's not much damage on the red side team.
I mean, looking at the item differential, Veigar has only got one mythic item and nothing else. I mean,
The pathetic damage that Jarvan's trying to put out. The only real consistent DPS damage is Aphelios, and he's just too far behind to do anything to them.
yeah, definitely. Aphelios gonna try to farm up a little bit, but not really sure if he's gonna be able to farm enough to get back. Nami just
3. To be honest, they could just start the Baron right now. There's not much red side can do about it.
I think Nami is trying to make sure all the wards are cleared, and you hit it right on the nose. They're starting Baron. Jarvan's going to try to rotate. I think he might be looking to steal here. Might be his only play. Control ward will go down, but that's going to get denied immediately.
Jarvan is sitting on a ward. Ashe should be able to ult him and stop him from any opportunity of stealing.
Well,
Oh, whiffs the ult. Or he's still zoning him from the Baron.
yeah, unfortunately. That control ward will also go down. And Nami ult, they're wasting a lot of ults and abilities to zone him out. And
Any
that's
dream
it.
of-
He gets wrecked. And
Any
Baron
dream
will
of,
go... Go on.
And any dream of getting the Baron steal is just completely shut down with the Ahri rotating on top of him. Not much he can do against the Ahri chase down and getting a desperation play in there and trying to smite the Baron, but it was just too high HP and he was just completely shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, that mid tower is going to just disappear overnight here. The gates will be open. Veigar
Veigar.
trying desperately to do something, but he'll have to burn Flash.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Aphelios damage.
Yeah, Ahri whiffs the charm here. Mordekaiser trying to initiate onto Zac. I feel like that's a bit of a mistake. They've been wasting a lot of resources trying to get Zac and failing in the past. But this time, Zac will go down. Passive is active, but he will not survive.
That was the first Zac passive being procced in 23 minutes in this entire game.
Yeah.
It's nice to see.
Zac's first death. Big shutdown gold onto Aphelios. Desperately needed, but I don't know if it'll help with that 13k gold differential. And blue team is resetting, just casually moving along the map. It seems like red team's moving together as one, farming together while hoping the Veigar can just stack and get enough AP to just claw back into the game. And deep words coming out of Nami here. They're just taking complete control of the map. Jarvan looking around, eats an Ahri charm straight to the face. Ashe ult following up. The flash will go down, and Jarvan will get away. Oh, and Veigar will eat another charm and just get deleted by the Ahri. That tower will also go down. They're going to lose the inhib. I mean, I don't know if they can even contest the push into Nexus. Nami wave coming out. Shotcaller getting the kill onto Jarvan. Morgana will finally get the kill onto Nami, but it looks like they're going to get killed inside their own base under tower. That is going to be the game. And I believe we may have had some technical difficulties with my partner getting bounced off the match, but game is over. I don't think that they're going to be able to stop this turret from going down. Well, they don't have minion waves, so they might be able to survive here. They're just going to back out and take the less risky inhib. 1 Nexus turret, 3 inhibs down. It's a rough situation coming out of coming for Team Demacia. Iona is probably going to look up to grab that Cloud Drake. And Nami clearing the vision here. I mean, these objectives are just free. And it's looking like they're going to group mid and just run it back. Blue team pushing up mid. I mean, just coming in. Red buff is also just going to go to the blue side. As Demacia is just desperately trying to stay inside the base, clear waves, and just playing on to life support here. Oh, an ult straight onto Dab Maniac. Dab Maniac will go down. Shock Collar continues. The Mordekaiser trying to go in hard. Nami will go down, completely misses the Mordekaiser, but hits Morgana. And it just won't matter. Only Ari gets a kill onto Vygar, and game over. That was rough. Well, let's go ahead and have a look at the post game here, see what kind of damage went out. Let's look at the graphs, and a ton of damage coming out of that Ari. 21k, just far outclassing anyone else. Thank you for joining us, and we will hope to tune in to our next game coming shortly.
My job is to make college easier because students have a lot on their plates. Like Harper, an econ major who piles on the pressure. Grammarly can help her stress less.
This term paper's gotta be great. It's a third of my grade.
Your ideas are on the money. Let's make sure they come across clearly with Grammarly. Watch it work. Watch it work.
Wow, that is stronger.
And Avery, an engineering major who runs on ambition and coffee. Grammarly can get her dream job.
My application needs to stand out. They only meet with the top candidates.
If you want to make a good impression and nail your delivery, use Grammarly. You don't want to pull another off.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. We are going into the next game. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. We are going into the next game. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. We are going into the next game. Welcome back. Thank you for joining.
Iverbot breaking into the game lobby.
Yep. We're welcoming back Billy, who had some technical issues last game. We're
Unfortunately,
hoping that we can have him for the whole time. I missed him.
I miss you too.
I can't handle this pressure by myself. I'm the second worst caster.
I guess I'm the only caller caster. I don't know.
Okay. And we're just waiting on a couple more players to come in. And we are ready when you are. We're ready to go.
Are you guys ready for us to start, or?
Yeah, right. Yep. We're actually live right now.
Okay, going.
All right, so we've got the grudge match, Demacia versus Freljord, the rematch from yesterday, with Demacia on the blue side and Freljord on the red side.
Let's see if Coldest Winter can carry his team like the way he did last game.
Well, the Echo ban immediately, that's directed at Coldest Winter, who just destroys every game he gets Echo.
Let's see if we're going to see the Lilia ban. A little bit of PTSD from that last game.
Underband coming out, also a champion that Winter plays. I almost wonder if he's just getting target banned out.
And I would understand why. After these performances.
The Ashe ban also. Ashe and Tom Kench a little bit curious. And who do you think we're coming up with next? I would not be surprised to see a Vayne ban directed at Samira. Interesting.
Lilia is open. A safe blind pickable champion.
Yep. I still would not be surprised to see a Vayne ban coming out for Chemtrek Dragon. Zach. We saw Zach had a lot of success in the last game. Very strong champion.
Great ganks. And lots of damage.
Yeah, and just unable to be killed. We saw how many times Zach got away with like 100 health.
Yeah. All the Bobs healing him consistently throughout the fight. Shen blind pick.
Interesting call. I mean, Shen is a decent champion. Strong, able to control the map a little bit with his global ult.
Not many losing lane. Has great utility with his W being able to block auto attacks. Completely destroy certain comps.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how Shen is able to stack into Demacia.
Set being picked into Shen.
And how do you feel about that matchup?
I think Set is the one who wins if he's able to force a long trade, since Shen is the one who takes Grasp of the Undying and Set's the one who takes Conquer. So the longer the trades, the better for Set it is. Set would typically want to bait out the Shen passive, which is the shield. And if Shen is able to trade with his passive up, then generally he would win. But if Set can bait it out, he would win the weight trade.
I mean, the Lilia coming out for Coldest Winter, you called it. And Ari going to Danger 9, we saw Ari was deadly. Shaco has a soft spot in my heart. One of my really close friends likes to play Shaco and is insane on him.
Really a fan of Shaco, because he's quite the weak champion, you know what I mean? If he doesn't get a head early, his damage is completely negligible. Even AP Shaco, the damage in CC isn't too significant unless you're like a completely hard engaged team comp.
Okay. Well, the Tristana ban coming out, Yone picking Tenrox picking up Yone, and that Yone on Tenrox was a big reason why Demacia or why Freljord was able to make that comeback last game.
It's looking like the exact same team comp from the game 1 today. Set, Lilia, Yone.
Incoming Ziggs ban. That will not be the same team comp.
It's unfortunate. Ziggs was probably the biggest reason why they were winning the game so hard. Stalling it out.
I mean, for what it's worth, the Ziggs late game tower pressure was pretty big. The Nami ban coming out. It's looking like everyone's just target banning each other.
I wonder what the bot lane matchup is going to be like. Saving last pick for their ADC or support.
Let's see here. Who is Shen gonna ban in the last coming seconds? Nautilus. And Ariadne playing Nautilus fairly frequently.
It is open. I heard he was quite the Vayne player.
But priority given to Leona, first pick from Chemtech Dragon, which is going to be flexed down to Ariadne.
A blind pick, a safe blind pick. Not many losing matchups there.
Shot caller picking up Jinx. Not a big surprise. A departure from the last game where his Ash arrows went across the map and found their mark.
Seraphine.
Interesting.
I'm assuming that the Chemtrek Dragon would be picking an aggressive ADC here to punish the Jinx Seraphine bot lane, along with the Leonore. Misfortune, I love Misfortune. Misfortune can go out either the Comet Emax build, or the, what's it called? Shield Bow or Kraken Slayer build with Press the Attack.
I'm wondering if this is going to be a Shield Bow build, just because they don't have a lot of tanks outside of Shen. And getting the ability to survive a lot of that burst from Ari and Shaco might be key.
Emacs Misfortune is a little destructive to the Jinx and Seraphine not being able to be mobilized out of the East low. And if they don't have flash, then Misfortune gets a clean aura on them in a choke. There's not much they can do about it besides sit there and tank the damage.
In a departure from the last match, it looks like I gotta give the drafting edge to Freljord this time. I definitely think that Freljord has the stronger pre-game draft.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Lilia is not as good, since the Ahri can get away to safety after Lilia sleeps them. Jinx and Seraphine, Lilia isn't going to be able to get on top of them. She just has to hope for a big E.
Hello, my casters.
Hello.
Hello.
I am sorry that I have to interrupt. This is completely my fault.
Yep.
We actually have a little bit of unfortunate news. This is going to be our last game today due to half of Shurima's players not being able to participate in their next game. So that is going to be moved to tomorrow.
Okay. Well,
so cheer hard, go crazy.
Well, it's fitting that we end on the grudge match from yesterday. We began with Demacia versus Freljord, and we end with Demacia versus Freljord. Let's see if Demacia can redeem themselves.
Ahri, same thing from last game, has the advantage early.
Yeah.
Has the lane prowl, has the poke prowl.
So what do you think that Blue side needs to do, or Demacia needs to do, in order to win this game?
Well, the laners just have to play safe and let the Lilia power farm. Since the Lilia farms clears her jungle way faster than Shaco, being able to get advantages.
Okay, and I believe that would be Freljord. But what's the what are you talking about for Demacia though? What do they need to do?
Demacia also has great scaling with the Seraphine and Jinx, but I'm not sure if Jinx and Seraphine are going to be able to survive the Misfortune Leona lane. They're definitely going to be coming out of that lane with a 20 to 30 CS advantage, if not more.
Okay.
Or,
I mean, I definitely think that the mid lane is going to be really key. I think we're going to want to see a lot of pressure mid lane, try to snowball the Ahri a little bit so she can roam.
To be honest, I don't think there's much Yone can do except for just sit under his tower and wait for the minion waves to come to his tower. Just farm it up. Hit that one item powder spike and then become the crazy champion he is.
Yeah, no, Yone was pulling a lot of plays out of his hat last game.
Definitely.
I mean, ultimately, I do think that Shen is also going to be looking to impact the map. I think that what Demacia are going to want to do the most is just take advantage of their ability to move the map, roam, and really just focus on pushing certain lanes forward really hard.
And still the same thing. The only consistent damage source on Demacia is Jinx this game. If Jinx gets caught out or if Jinx gets engaged on and picked off early in the fight, there's not going to be too much consistent damage. There's only burst damage from Ahri and burst damage from Shaco, which isn't going to be able to win them the fight. Since the Set and the Leona are just, they're not going to die from anyone besides Jinx.
Yeah, definitely agree. And we have a lot of consistent damage coming out of the Lilia and the Misfortune. And those ults are going to be big, given the engage potential of Freljord.
Yeah, and if the fights ever take place in a choke point in the jungle and Misfortune gets a clean ultimate, then there's not much that Jinx and Seraphine can do about it. Since the Misfortune generally puts her E down and hits them with that 40% slow, they're not going to be able to get out of the ultimate. They're just going to have to eat up the damage and lose the team fight. So they're going to be looking to fight in mid lane and river, in a lane and rivers, and red team are going to be looking to force choke fights and choke points like entrances to the jungle or like engages into the Baron Dragon Pit, things like that.
Okay. A defensive ward coming out of the red side just to make sure that there's no one that approaches in from mid lane to try to either steal dragon or raptors or catch him out there.
Junglers starting bot side, pathing up to top side. Still doesn't really make too much sense to me. Both are tank champions.
Yep. Few hard leashes going out. They're looking to try to get their junglers off to the quickest start possible. And as we shift on over to top lane, I mean, nothing of note. Just casually farming.
Which ability set started? It is the E. The trade's coming up favorable for Shen, getting that gas proc.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it's looking like bot lane's already been pushed back under tower here. But a little bit of poke coming out. It looks like from the Misfortune, which has damaged the Jinx a bit. Level 2 advantage going to the Jinx and the Seraphine.
Yep. Two champions with longer range wave clear. Shaco looking to invade, but the jungle camps are already cleared by Lilia.
Interesting play. Maybe that's the reason why Lilia started the same side as Shaco, just to make sure that Shaco, because they can make sure that he didn't lose any camps to the invade.
Shaco looking to make an early gank onto the Yone, the immobile Yone. If the Ahri hits the charm, the Yone is going to have to burn Flasher.
Interesting. Box will go down
Ahri
here.
whips the charm. Goes back
Charm
in.
is gone. First blood going to Shaco.
Shaco did take Ignite, so he won't be having the flash to get out here. He doesn't have Q either. It's too
And
late for him.
Coldest Winter will get the kill onto Shaco. Ahri with the charm, though.
Lilia's just going to be pushing this mid wave out and taking a Scuttle Crab here.
Trading kills. Both junglers picking up 1 kill from the mid lane here. I've got to figure that this favors Ahri a heck of a lot more because she's got the wave pressing into her.
Yone's going to be missing out on an entire minion wave, making him a full level behind by 4 minutes in. For whatever reason, Yone decided to take bone plating into Ahri. Doesn't make too much sense here, since bone plating can easily be popped by just an auto attack or a single Q.
Having a look at the atomization here, it's looking like Doran's Blade and Longsword. Oh, Leona getting the initiation onto Seraphine, but not enough here as Chemtech Dragon will go down from the overwhelming damage that Jinx and Seraphine have. Jinx just following up, dealing so much damage to Ariadne.
Chemtech Dragon taking the common, just not being able to match the Lethal Tempo and the all-in. Has to be looking for poke and not hard engage, because they're going to be losing it every single time. Every single, extended trade will be favoring the Jinx the longer it goes with the Lethal Tempo.
PP coming out of Shen to make sure he doesn't lose that entire minion wave. And Hoofenpaws is a little bit hurting. I mean, they're even on CS.
This lane is favoring Set here. Set's going to be able to walk back to a slow pushing wave to his tower with TP advantage.
Yone looking to wander around a bit. Oh. Looks like I had a bit of a lag. Shaco come in to gank Yone again. Yone trying to pick that fight, overextended here. Flashes
Not
away.
Sure why he flashed with his E.
And Danger will get the kill onto 10 Rocks.
Lilia being able to catch another minion wave, putting him that much further ahead of Shaco here.
But Tenrock's falling that much further behind the push and pull here.
You have to remember that Set still has the TB advantage. Able
Looks
to
like
match the Shen taking a terrible hit against Set here. But
Shaco looking to
out
try
by
to
Shaco.
gang Set over here.
Set still has Slash.
Set
Looking to turn
ulting
it.
out. Can't close a kill on the Shen here. He still has his shield, so he's able to survive a little bit, but he's gonna have to back out or he's gonna die to that Shaco.
Still has TP up. He won't be missing any minions here. He will be losing his CP, but gold is still going to be even between him and Shen.
Priority down to bot lane as Lilia might be looking to try to make a play here. Having a look over here, looks like Dracov trying to gank mid again. Teleport coming down from Set. Shen ult following. And we're just not gonna see a play here. I mean, do you really think that Shen ult was necessary though?
Definitely. The Set still at Q, which means he was definitely going to get into range to put out a few more auto attack, and those auto attacks are going to be hitting very hard with his 8 Conqueror stacks there.
That's true.
Especially since Shaco does not have Flash taking the Ignite here, with no Q also.
So Shaco and Lilia both on the bot side of the map with bot lane priority. I've got to figure that Lilia should be looking to try to either make a play for Dragon or look to try to protect the mid lane from a gank, or bot lane from a gank.
I think she's doing fine. I think she's doing her job here. I think she's full clearing and getting a lead just by clearing her jungle faster. A full level ahead right now.
Definitely. Making sure that she wasn't caught out by Vision. Oh, Jinx got caught out.
Gank being countered,
And-
but Shaco's just too weak to do anything about it.
Yeah, and Coldest Winter will get the kill onto a shot caller.
The level lead has increased to 2 now. Shaco is going to be falling further and further behind of Lilia. So Lilia is better the later the game goes.
And here we go. We've got a fight between Yone and Ari. Yone taking a little bit of a damage from the Ari charm, but able to get out.
Yone's wave in a bad position here. Not being able to walk up and farm these 3 minions without taking too much damage.
And Ari running
Yeah.
Corrupting Pots and Dark Seal, so she's got all the sustain that she could possibly need here.
Right now,
So we've got a fight here between Shen and Set. It looks like Set took a little bit of the worst end on that trade.
Shen looking to freeze this wave. Set has to stay with his lower HP.
Oh, it's looking like there's a fight coming out in mid lane. Tenrock's able to get away from Ari. Leona
Lilia
having
does
to
see
go.
Shaco bot. Lilia does see Shaco bot. I wonder if she's going to be punishing the Shaco by taking his topside here.
Shaco, Jinx, and Seraphine looking to make a play for Dragon pretty soon. They're clearing wards, I think, with priority mid lane. It would be the smart way to go.
Instead of taking the topside jungle, instead Lilia decides to be taking the Rift Herald, which I consider to be a mistake, since the most of the Rift Herald is gonna give her 2 tower plates, which 320 gold, and those 3 jungle camps by themselves are 300 gold plus XP. But you also have to factor in the fact that the Rift Herald is going to be giving the enemy team 100 extra gold if they kill it.
The Seraphine ult will go down onto Ariadne. Shen coming down with a taunt onto Chemtech Dragon, and he will go down. And Ariadne will go down to Dracolored Shaco, and that's going to be an easy Ocean Drake for blue side.
Leah gonna be taking the top lane tower with that Rift Herald.
It's looking like that tower might go down completely. Rift Herald might get a second... Oh no, Rift Herald will not get the second charge off. The Jinx Rocket will come in, but the tower, I think, will still go down.
And isn't able to walk up and farm this wave. He just has to sit here and watch as this tower gets taken down. At the very least, mid lane is able to capitalize on all of the members of the red side team being topside by taking one plate and denying a wave of minions.
Oh, and the tower doesn't even go down. Feels bad.
Gold is still even with all of that plating gold up in top lane.
But we also have to figure that bot lane's going to have an entire wave of minions crash in. Chemtech Dragon coming in the nick of time to clean that up.
The fewer fights that take place, the better for a red side. Slowly and slowly. Scaling further and further ahead of blue side here with the Lily and the Yone.
Yep. It seems like Shaco was able to put the early game pressure on. And how do you think that blue team need, what does Demacia need to do in order to actually pull this win out and try to defeat Freljord this time?
I think Shaco needs to keep pressuring bot lane, keep ganking bot lane, get the Jinx and Seraphine further and further ahead. Since those two are the win con here, if Seraphine gets her 2 items and her Moonstone and Staff of Falling Water, the shielding is going to be too much for red team to do anything against. And surprisingly, red team is actually ahead in gold after all the plates top lane.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of plates off of that top turret. And it's looking like Lilia is coming back top lane to try to make something happen. I think they want that tower to go down. Lilia looks like she's pathing mid. Ari's extended pretty deep. And Ari, a bunch of damage going out. And
she dashes
the
into
ult will
the
come down. I wonder if that was a prediction here.
I wonder if Lilia is going to be invading the enemy jungler or just hovering to hit her mid laner.
So a TP coming down out of set. To get onto the Shaco. Shaco deceives out.
Exhaust being burned.
Oh, we'll go down here. As Lilia getting some more damage onto the set. The flash will go out. Ariadne going way deep. And she will pay for it. The Jinx ult whiffs, but Jinx gets to kill onto Lilia and cleans up on set.
Seraphine shielding was just way too much for this Lilia to damage to. She was unable to kill the Shaco over the Seraphine shields. Tragic.
Yeah, triple kill onto Jinx, which is the last person we want to start racking up gold.
True. All of the damage on the blue side. Once Jinx gets to those 3 items, there's not much red side can do except for pray for a Lily ult.
Yeah, 4, 1, and 2, 300 gold bounty. The Leona is roaming mid, I think, looking to try to let Chemtech Dragon just solo lane that XP and catch up in gold.
There's no real reason why the support should be stoking the mid laner's wave. Yone, being one of the more important members of the red team, should be getting the solo XP and getting to his level break points.
Yeah.
Lots of true damage by red side with the Lilia Q, Set W, and the Yone E. Being able to...
Shen just relaxing. Goofenpaw's just relaxing as N7 Serpent tries to push this whole wave in. Ari putting a lot of damage out onto that Yone. And Coldest Winter going to take out Shaco. It looks like he's about to gank bot lane here. but he was spotted on a ward.
Dragon is coming up. Don't think
Well,
there's much.
Blue team's top turret will go down as Dragon comes up.
And again, even with 5 kills to blue team, red team is still ahead 900 gold. It just goes to show you how,
Blue team takes the Dragon. Despite a valiant effort from Red to contest, Leona will get onto the Jinx, drop the ult onto Shock Collar. The Chompy's zoning out Lilia. And Shin will get the kill onto Yone, and that does not turn out well.
Shen getting the kill is a bit unfortunate. You would want the kill to go on Seraphine. Seraphine being probably the most important member on the blue team, to be honest, over Jinx. And
Well, good.
But in response to the Shen TPing bot lane and all 5 members of the team being on the Dragon, Set takes 2 whole towers and a bunch of minion waves, making the gold lead still in favor of red team, even with the 6 kill advantage by blue team.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to comment on that, and it looks like Drakelop on Shaco is trying to fight Chemtech Dragon. Will get away, though, as he just could not withstand the misfortune damage. Shen gets a kill here, and Lilia will get the return, and I actually want to see if we can see this back. Nope, not gonna happen. Alright, well, we'll jump ahead. And Ahri's mid tower is looking really shaky here, as despite all of the kills coming out on the blue side, they're behind on towers by a lot.
I just remembered something. There is a synergy with Misfortune and Lilia, where if Lilia sleeps members and Misfortune ults them, the Misfortune ult will not wake up to sleep.
Good to know.
Yep. So if Lilia ever gets to sleep onto Jinx and Misfortune decides to ult her, she's gonna have to take up the whole Misfortune ult.
Tragic.
So,
N7 Serpent tried to take that scuttle and just basically leashed it for Shaco. And Shaco's ult will go down. Trying to just stall for the rest of his team to get there. As the Seraphine gets the root on. Ahri following up with a charm, and N7 Serpent is going to go down. Getting picked off.
not really sure what Set was doing there.
Meanwhile, bot lane, the dive will go out and Jinx will go down. And the shutdown will go on to Misfortune. Initiation back onto the Shen here. Shen goes for the taunt.
Not going to be able to punish him for that one.
And
Sigma
Shaco
coming down
running
there.
real fast trying to get
Does
there.
not have ult here.
And will go down. I feel like he basically just entered that.
That was I think it's a little bit tilted. I don't know what to say. I was a little suspicious. He just did that without an ultimate.
Yeah, no team coming behind him. I think he really wanted to get the kill onto Tenrox. And instead, that's probably going to be bot turret over to Freljord.
Lilia's continuing to deny Shaco any farm. Taking all the jungle camps for herself. It's probably one of the reasons why the gold lead is so massive.
Yeah, and Lilia coming in, getting the ult onto Ahri. Gets pulled in by Set and just killed by the two of them. And they're not
I really
expecting
don't think.
What?
I don't think Set should have flashed there. I think Lilia should have just ulted. Set flash is infinitely more valuable than Lilia ult. Since Lilia ult's only a 1 minute cooldown.
I agree. I was not expecting the Ahri to get caught out and killed like that as well.
So now, this Dragonair is one of the most important dragons in the entire game. If Red Side's able to get this dragon, it's going to be a whole 10 more minutes until Blue Side is able to reach the soul. which is one of their win conditions at the moment. So if Red Side is able to get this dragon, they stall it out for an extra 10 minutes to keep scaling and becoming stronger and stronger.
Yeah, I mean, they're already 4k gold ahead despite being 3 kills behind. Their map pressure and macro has been far superior.
They can even make a sneaky little play here. Oh, never mind.
It's looking like there's going to be a fight over here in this choke point. Initiation coming out from Leona onto the Jinx. Shenel coming
They
down
really
to try to
need to-
protect her. The Seraphine comes in. Miss Fortune ult zones out the rest of their team. And Lilia getting the kill onto Shen. That should be a free dragon.
It also looks like the Baron is going to be falling down after that one too. If they're able to lifesteal. They should have watched the last game and realized that the Lilia ban is
I mean,
essential for them
Coldest
to win. this
Winter
game.
has too many good champs. We can't ban them all.
True, I guess. But Lilia being one of the strongest junglers in the game, in my opinion. In team play, at least. Lots of
Well,
damage and lots of CC.
It's looking like they're going to reset right now.
Lilia is a whole 3 levels ahead now. Yone 2 levels ahead.
I mean, just looking at the itemization here, Lilia is a full item ahead of Shaco.
They're tragic. And the thing is, Shaco. He's not going to be able to do much if he's not ahead. It's one of those champs.
I mean, Set is also a full item ahead on Shen.
To be honest, I don't think Shen should be building a damage item here. I think she should be building a support item. I think Shen should be building, in my opinion, adaptive helm for either the Seraphine or the Jinx.
Yeah, not a bad call.
Maybe a redemption, since him buying tank items isn't really going to help his team. He's not going to be getting killed anyways. Their team is going to be diving on top of the Jinx and the Seraphine. It's not really the main focus in this game.
And Set just camping in the pixel brush. Not really sure why. But 2 wards spotted by this red control ward and no one is clearing them. There we go. Incoming Set. Gotta say, I feel like the red vision line creeping in a little bit. I'd like to see a few more aggressive wards.
And it's completely dislocated from this team.
Yeah. The blue buff will go down to Freljord, and just rapidly approaching that point where Shaco just can't farm his own camps.
Slowly bleeding the blue team out of their own jungle, out of their own golden XP. The lead is growing further and further ahead.
And the Lily Q misses. Will get the ult onto the Shaco, but I imagine that's the Shaco clone.
That was just one Lilia Q on the Shaco there. The real one. He's already half HP after that.
Oh, wow. And the Set will take a bunch of damage here from the Shaco boxes and Ari Foxfire. And Ari getting the initiation onto Leona, but I mean, Leona's not the one you want to catch. Meanwhile, bot lane, Tenrox is just pushing that wave straight into the tower. He's
There
going to
just
come
isn't
in and...
much they can do.
Yeah. I mean, Tenrox is just going to take this red buff with no contesting whatsoever.
To
And
be honest, I think they can just force a Baron here. And that'll be the nail in the coffin.
ult will go down for Misfortune, an aggressive ult. Not really sure what it accomplishes here, but it's looking like they're... Oh, and Coldest Winter getting the kill onto Seraphine. It's looking like they're going to dive this. Blue turret will go down, and Jinx getting the kill
Gets the
onto
shutdown.
Coldest Winter.
This is their opportunity.
The flash coming out of Ariadne. She goes back in, but able to just peel for her team and just distract the enemy long enough for them to escape.
And even with that 1,000 gold shutdown, they're still down 5,000 gold. This is looking like a grim game for blue side here.
I mean, if they're able to make plays like that where they can catch carries out and make big shutdowns, they might be able to claw back into this.
Lilia flashing onto the support and getting that kill there means that she won't be able to have flash for this next dragon fight, or Baron. So I'm not sure if that kill was worth, to be honest.
I definitely agree with you there. And I wonder what Set's doing right now. He's looking like he wants to pick a fight with the level 14 Shen, and I can't imagine that's the best idea.
Shouldn't be taking any damage right now with 20 seconds on dragon.
Yeah, especially since Shen can just ulti down and help secure that Mountain Drake.
Set needs to be with his team. He is the front line here.
And Freljord will start the dragon. Shaco coming around, he's definitely going to try to deceive and steal. Not sure why they didn't try to pull it out of the dragon pit, but he was not unable to do it, and will go down. Yep.
I think that's Baron.
Yep, he's going to go down before he can finish deceiving over the wall. Ari running down mid lane, but she's got to know that the whole team is coming. And Set trying to escape, he's caught out of position here. Ults Shen into the back line. That big shield coming out, but he's just not going to make it.
Oh, the Seraphine ult tragically canceling the Misfortune ult, which would have killed the Shen there. I think they should turn around to the Baron. I don't think there's any point in chasing the enemy.
Yep, clutch ult from the Seraphine. And I definitely think that their window of doing Baron closes rapidly as Shaco respawns. He's trying to grab that bot minion wave.
Shaco shows bot here. They can do the Baron once again. Set does have TP up.
That looks like the call that they're making. As Seraphine moving to start contesting that Baron by herself. Jinx following up with Shen.
Shaco was bot lane set with 3 seconds left on that TP.
And the Jinx tracker will come down. Baron will go down to Freljord. Set jumping onto the back line. Yone coming in, trying to dive that Jinx, unable to get the kill. Leona with the Zenith Blade onto Seraphine, and the Set will execute her. And Misfortune is coming, getting the kill onto Hoofenpaws. And I mean, that's just bad news. That's going to be inhib turret.
That's just the nail in the coffin, I think. 25 seconds on the Seraphine. I don't think they can stall it much longer versus these Baron minions.
Yep, that's gonna be the inhib. And I wonder if they're gonna try to take the game here.
They're all so weak.
Nexus turret will go down, and they're just zoning the Ahri out. Game is over. GG. Shaco's trolling bot lane here. Seraphine ult will go down. It won't matter. Good game, well played. Despite a valiant effort, Demacia unable to avenge their loss yesterday.
Yep, definitely the jungler stepping up here for his team. 1v9ing this game.
Well, let's have a look at the graphs. Let's look at the story of the stats here. Top damage in the game coming out of Lilia, followed shortly by Set, who pulled a lot of weight.
To be honest, I didn't think the Set would be dealing that much damage, honestly.
Yeah, well, that is going to be the last game of today. Thank you for joining me. This has been Faisal, or a Tyrannosaurus Rex, alongside Billy. Thank you. We hope that you will join us for games tomorrow. Yep. Coming up next will be the analyst desk, and so we hope that you'll join us there, and we'll see you soon.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the analyst desk for the Helios Versus tournaments. It's your desk host, Director Dab Daniel Maniac. Please ignore any gameplay I had today.
Daniel Maniac.
Don't watch the game I played. To my left is Faisal, a T-Rex, and and of course underneath me is Zayman Ryan, and our special guests today, we have a substitute player from Freljord, Samerson and Seven Serpent, and a special treat who totally didn't kick my ass today, Demasia's captain, Dubious Rex.
Hey, hello.
Welcome
hey, what's going on?
SB2.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yep. A lot of fun games. A lot of good games happened today, actually. 2 good games happened today.
Two good games.
I'm not sad at all.
So, if we're gonna start off with the spicy questions, why did you keep initiating onto Zach?
Oof. Well, you see, it's
Getting right
because
to it.
Drake Club and I have known each other too long, and you know what? I wanted to get in there. I wanted to give him a hug.
But he's
respect
Zach.
Fine.
Well, this is new information to me. I did not know that our Zach was being engaged on that game, so thank you for that little tidbit of information. I'll be using that later.
Gotta give him a hug. Another 2-0 day, and this, instead of Drake, we had Sam. We had a. How did it feel being taken from the bench to filling into, at least from what day one really had, a really big role to fill? How did it feel?
Yeah, so personally for me, I definitely spent a lot of today just kind of going over a lot of top lane, because for me personally, I'm not a top laner. That's like my weakest role, to be honest with you. I play a lot more like mid and jungle, so kind of taking on the top lane role, I was like, well, I got big shoes to fill, because I got to fill in for Drake, so I was like, well, how do I do this? So the main thing I was trying to do was like not feed in lane too hard, or if things were happening, just try to get enough farm so I can be, at least a formidable person in team fights. And so the main thing I was looking for was just those flanks that you would see. I really enjoyed like the first one, especially from that Baron fight. I'm really proud of that one for sure. And so yeah, it was just trying to find those openings and capitalize on it.
Very nice.
I'm like mesmerized by Samerson's background right now.
Thank Discord for that, for sure.
So the first game you guys came from like an 11k gold deficit. Can you give me a little bit of insight into what was going on in the comms between you guys and how you guys were able to keep your mental?
It was definitely rough for sure. I mean, especially for me, since I kind of had some shoes to fill, I was kind of feeling down on myself. But it was just one of those things, is like just kind of looking at it from like a overall perspective, and just when we saw the Warren bot lane and they were kind of going in and off of Baron, we're just like, this is it. If we don't do anything here, then Warren's going to continue to take towers bot, or they're going to get Baron. So I'm glad we were able to sort of turn that around into like a really good set. Yone into Zig's ultimate, it really turned it around for us. I think after re-looking at the VOD, I think we were only 3k down at that point, and then the next fight at Dragon kind of put us ahead. So overall, I think it was a really good performance, I think, by us, especially during that time, just keeping our mental. It was almost there. We were teetering a little bit, but I think for the most part, everybody kind of regained their composure, and we just played it out.
It was really good, because after watching that game, I was a little worried that you guys' mental was rocking a little going into the Demacia, and real happy that you guys managed to keep it up. Rex, did you guys have any secondary plans for Samerson being subbed in, or did you guys just continue on with that really cool game plan, which looked really cool with a Shaco? Not gonna lie.
Well, we don't really know anything about Freljord. So we don't really know anything about any of the teams. We have Dandrew as our insider, and he just tells us these people typically play this stuff, and we just kind of pick what we want to ban. So like them subbing in their top laner didn't really change anything for us because we didn't really know what their top laner played in the first place. So it's just like a different person that we don't know. So that didn't really like affect our plans at all. We kind of like built our plan in Champ Select because we didn't expect the game to start as quickly, but I did think that it was a pretty solid plan. And that we not capitalized on it, but we executed it pretty well for the most part, and I'm pretty proud of the way we played the game overall.
Yeah.
So in the casting desk, we did mention that we thought that Freljord won the late game comp, but you guys really ran over the early game. And can you tell me a little bit about how you guys kind of did that? Because despite the Lilia farming a lot, that Shaco had basically omnipresent map pressure.
I mean, that was basically our plan. So, like I said, we didn't know anything about Freljord. So yesterday, like our very first game against them, we were just kind of going in blind and saying, okay, well, we'll see what we can do. But after being able to watch their games yesterday and then a little bit of today, we made a game plan just kind of based on what we saw. And from what I saw, it looked like, a lot of, and this is like nothing against Freljord at all, but from what I've seen, I really believe that Freljord, playing against them is a lot like, a lot of people struggle on with it because there's a lot of fear there that they're just going to, like, we're playing against these good players who are very organized and we're going to get stomped, and they just don't want to feed. But I said, look, if we do that, that's what's losing the games, is like not trying to make the plays. I said, look, we just need to, what we should do is focus on going hard bot, focus on going hard mid, and then try not to int our lead. So we did that, and then we inted. So it is what it is. but that was our game plan. Like that's why, our jungler said, I can put this pressure up if I play Shaco, and we trusted him. He said okay, and we saw it. He did his job. So.
And so, where do you guys think you kind of lost the game there? Because it seemed like Freljord seemed to have a lot more macro and general map control. And what do you guys feel like you could have done differently in order to keep control of that game?
Well, one of our plans was that because they had just a superior team fight in general, is that we wanted to try to split them up so we didn't have to team fight. The set top lane pressure was a lot for us, just in general. But we probably still could have pulled it off, like even if we had one person go top and get just absolutely stomped by like 3 people going up to kill them, we could probably still get a tower or something or an objective out of it. But I just think we just didn't start splitting fast enough. And part of that is just, there was just some nervousness with like going off and starting splitting because, some people were afraid that a fight would break out and they wouldn't be there. So that's just more just practicing that kind of play style and just like having the confidence that you can just go and, do that split push play style. So that was the plan that we wanted to do, and we just didn't fully enact that. And then just some light trolling here and there, as all games have. But, that's I think ultimately what really broke it down is that we just didn't split up the team fast enough like we planned to do.
Sometimes those decisions can actually be hard to see in the heat of the moment. A lot of things can happen in the heat of the moment. As seen by me constantly attacking a Zag.
Yeah, so there's a lot of in-game fog of war, but then mental fog of war with like kind of fighting with what you think might happen in the game rather than saying, okay, if we do this, like ultimately it'll be the better play. But that's just, Demacia has been a full 5 team with these players since like Thursday. So we
were the baby team.
Yeah, so a lot of our plays and like a lot of what we're doing, we've planned team comps and stuff like that, but we haven't had the time to really play them, test them, edit them, etc. So, that's just time. By the time, next week we're going to be stronger than this week. So that's what we're really planning for.
Yeah, props to you guys because
question.
It's difficult for new divisions to go through that kind of tilt, going against teams that are practice, like I've been practicing for months sometimes, you know, on top of, you know, being, having just completely like reorganized your own team.
Yeah, I think Shurima is fresh with us, so there's like a little bit of solidarity with having like the two baby teams. So it's always nice to like see them be successful in their games as well.
Speaking of Shurima, with Freljord, I mean technically Shurima could get 2 wins and tie Freljord for position on first. Samerson, in your personal opinion or professional, whichever opinion you want to use, now that you guys have almost for surely locked in first seed, who do you think is going to secure the second seed spot with as much closeness as there is between Shurima and Demacia?
Yeah, I mean, personally for me, I mean, going into that Orange game as set, I mean, I was very optimistic in thinking I could try to kill an Ornn, but it's not going to happen. And so I feel like their team is pretty solid in that regard, and so you know, just I feel like that they have a pretty good shot for sure. I will say that for I think it was Ionia, that 80 carry on Ashe was nutty. I'll tell you what, that was a really good a lot of really good Ashe plays. I was watching that VOD, or watching the thing go through and like hitting those arrows from across the map onto a Viger mid. It was just...
Oh, that was us. That was Demacia.
Yeah.
You guys
Oh, sorry, Demacia. I'm sorry.
All good.
No, I'm sorry. Like, I'm
It's
sort
okay.
of new
It's
with the
okay.
team being subbed
Ionia
in, but...
needs the credit. It's fine. I'll let them. I saw Dab enjoying it for a second. I wanted him to like soak that in.
I was like, wait, we had an Ashe at some point this weekend?
No, that's my bad. Yeah, no.
In my dreams, man. In my dreams.
Oh yeah, no. Like we were like some of us when we saw those Ashe, especially that Ashe arrow that caught you, Dab, like right as you were going out. Like we were getting hype in the chat, and we're like, "There's no way that Ashe is getting through this next game."
Yeah, Ashe was instant banned. It was every Ashe arrow that went across the map would have hit something. Like even the one that missed the Veigar only missed because he flashed.
Yeah.
Right.
I like you guys didn't hear it because I was muted like on the stream, but I was when that first Ashe arrow just went all the way across the map and hit, like I was like screaming. I was like, "Oh my god." What a shot.
You guys actually did hear me scream.
Watching it back, I got flashbacks to that everyone's heard it, that stupid Legends Never Die song. Just shooting from worlds, and I was like, oh no. Oh, do it. Okay.
Legends never die.
Yeah, flashbacks. Heard the song in my head. It was great time.
Also, another like amazing, at least in my opinion, like amazing play that I think just kind of went completely unrecognized. I'm like managing the stream and everything, and then I look over, and I see a team fight happening, and I see Shaco with like 20 health, like standing in the middle of a team fight, and he just didn't die like the entire time. Like he was standing in the middle of the entire like enemy team and somehow managed to like evade any sort of damage whatsoever, and then went around and killed I forget who it was that he killed, but he ended up killing somebody there and picking up the kill. I was like, that was pretty sick. I thought for sure he was just gonna get wiped.
Dre could make some really good plays, especially when we're playing, like when we're having good comms. So I definitely try to give Dre his props. I think he did really well with like the ganking in both games, and like I always just want to make sure Dre knows, like, dude, like you are hard carrying those ganks. Seriously.
Yeah, no, he was a monster on Zac too.
It really feels good to see him shine, because for people who aren't aware of his like, Helios has been around for a while, and he has tried to be a part of Shurima. He tried for Ionia twice, and the previous captain before you, Rex, he tried out for Demacia. He has been trying really hard to get onto stage with us. Like, really wants to be part of the divisions, and it's really good to see him just go hard and just shine as impressively as he has been.
Yes, I really think that Dre is a great addition to the team. He's like, he has a good personality. You know, he communicates well. We synergize well, and like, Dre was against another jungler during our tryouts, and it really actually took us like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to decide between them, because they just had great qualities. But ultimately we went with Dre because it just like it wasn't just like, oh, I made this decision. We asked, Dandrew was part of it, other people who were trying out were part of it, and everyone was in agreement to put him on the team. So like he is definitely like our addition. Like we all wanted him here, and like to see him just like do so well on the champions that he plays is awesome.
So, and one thing that kind of went underrated a little bit also was a lot of Sanderson's flanks in the last game against Demacia were on point. I mean, just getting straight onto that back line and just making sure they didn't get away while the Misfortune and everybody else just shredded the teams. Really great positioning.
Who is Samerson? I'm so sorry.
Sanderson.
He's the guy on desk with us.
Sorry, N7. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
N7.
Well, no, I don't remember. Oh, you're playing Set. I'm sorry. I didn't remember who he was playing. Okay, thank you. yeah, the TP at that like really that Baron thing. I was like, oh yeah, there's a TP in this game. Well, that sucks. I'm just like, well, maybe I can stun him. It's like maybe I can stun him before he gets out. But that TP movement speed plus just playing Set, I was just like, well, that's unfortunate.
I was definitely waiting for you guys to get farther in too. I'm like, please walk a little bit further. All right, cool, we're doing it now.
I feel your oh wait, this spell exists moment. I was today years old when I found out that Smite no longer heals for like 15%. It heals
oh yeah, they nerfed that a couple patches ago. It's pretty recent.
Like apparently this patch, they nerfed it this patch. And I was like, oh wait, what? Oh
yeah,
that's dying and not healing as much.
Yeah, that's a problem that I like have to work on a little bit. Is like, well, not really summoner spells, but sometimes I think it's just like an ADHD thing. But if I don't see someone for a certain amount of time, I just forget that they're there. So I forget that there are champions on the map all the time. And it's like, oh yes, there is a Set in this game.
I get that too. Like sometimes I'm halfway through a match and I realize that like my team or the enemy team has like a champion and like actually playing with us. I'm like, oh, I didn't know we had that person on our team. Like,
yeah, like when I play bot lane, I'm like, oh, there's like a top laner. Or when I play top, I'm like, wow, they have a like so and so ADC. That's crazy. I didn't even realize. So that's definitely like almost it happens to me all the time.
You get hit by an Ashe arrow, you're like, oh, they have an Ashe.
Yeah.
So, going through your ban phase on the last game against Freljord, did you just go through like the champions they picked last match and ban them?
Oh yeah, because like again, like we didn't expect the game to start so soon, so we didn't really talk about bans. So it was really just like a memory race of like, oh god, like who did we ban last time? Who did they play? So yes, partially it was like, oh, what did I see last game, and like what did we seem worried about before? And I think, like, I remember, like, saying something about the Yone at some point, just because, like, Yone is partially a mental health ban for me, where I just really don't like seeing that champion. If you have one game played, I'll probably just ban it. That's just me. So, like, when he got picked mid, I was like, oh my god, I forgot about this champion. But, I mean, it was fine, ultimately. But, yes, our ban phase was pretty much, like, just trying to remember what people played and banning those things.
We have a question here from somebody on the stream, and I'm asking them to clarify a little bit. But they're asking what champion has been used the most, and which do you guys want to see?
Is that for the players direct? Personally, I think the champion that's been seen the most has been J4, or something along that line.
I think it's J4 just off the virtue that you've played J4 twice and Shurima played J4 once. I think that's the only reason why we've seen him most.
As far as want to see the most, I do. I think I want to go on the thing that Private Eyes said yesterday, is that we haven't seen a whole lot of like the Ghostblade junglers like Talon or Kiana, and those would be kind of cool to see. I'm not sure if that's in any one of our junglers' specific wheelhouses. but those, at least that's my personal one. I also want to see Aurelion Soul Jungle, but probably
you said you were gonna pull out the Aurelion Soul Jungle, Dab. I even banned Trundle so you would pick it, and you went for J4. That was crazy.
Hey man, whatever. That's fine.
Have we seen? Is it Gemtech Dragon Corey's? Have we seen Corey on Vayne yet?
We saw Vayne.
He played
great.
Vayne.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on Vayne twice yesterday, but none today. He was scary in his first game on Vayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. Did we ban Vayne? I can't even remember.
Yeah, Vayne,
No,
Vayne
I
has been
actually
banned
said it more
a
than
few
once
times.
on the.
Go ahead.
No, I think we banned Ziggs actually. Sorry.
Yeah, you guys banned Ziggs. That's why I asked if you banned based on the last game, because the Vayne ban went
that
through.
Ziggs ban was because I've played against Corey's Ziggs before, and we knew based on the interview from yesterday that Freljord liked to have a little bit of late game reassurance. So we were just like, what are we worried about more, late game Ziggs or late game Vayne? So we picked Ziggs. But then it just turned into like the Misfortune Leona Yone death trap. So we're just like, oh, okay, well, this is gonna be horrible.
Yeah, we were thinking about Vayne for sure, and then we kind of went against it and went towards a more team fight oriented one.
And that was definitely like part of our consideration, because we're like, well, usually what we've seen from Freljord is that they have a little bit of late game, but a lot of team fight. So we were thinking we either play something where we have like a team fight that's even harder than theirs, or we play something that can get away from this team fight. So we kind of did like a bit of a getaway, split up type of thing is what we tried.
So from Samerson and Rex, they want to know what champions do you want to see the most played?
Personally, I want to see more Nocturne. I think Nocturne jungle, I think would devastate a lot of things, to be honest with you. To be honest, from me, if I ever get the chance to, I kind of want to pull out the Olaf top, and if there's somebody who can't stop me, just see if I can run him over. But we'll see if I get that chance ever.
Yeah, I would love to see more of Dandrew's picks, but unfortunately, half of them, 2/3 of them get banned just about every game. So I'm not sure.
Polly and the Gwen, yeah.
You know, I was making a joke because, like, you know what, Dandrew? I think if you played a 4th champion, they would ban all 3, and the only reason they don't is because it'd be considered bullying. But honestly, like, I don't really have particularly champions that I really think about wanting to see. I'd like to play Rakan more, but I don't really like playing Rakan into certain teams because it's just like really cancer to try to deal with. And I've been trying to convince Dandrew to play Aurelia since I got on Turk and Demacia, but he doesn't have the confidence to do it. So maybe one of these days I can convince him to play some Aurelia, but we'll see.
Blind pick Aurelia into Ionia. Do it. Watch him get a pentakill anyway.
Speaking of Aurelia, I just played her in an ARAM yesterday, and it was the first time I've ever played Aurelia, and she is fun. Like, I did not expect her to be that fun. It's kind of like a Kali. Like, I didn't play the champion out of principle for the longest time because I absolutely just hated the people that I saw playing those champions. They were always, like, it seemed like they were always really obnoxious, and I was like, I don't want to be one of those people, so I'm not going to play that champion. And but I played her because I didn't have a choice, and she was a lot of fun. I did surprisingly well on her. But yeah, I feel like playing Aurelia into Ionia is just asking for a failure there.
No, I believe in the power of Dandrew. Like, sometimes you gotta take Ionia and use it against Ionia, you know, like fighting fire with fire. We just gotta
Sometimes
we gotta
fire with
pull out
fire
and-
though just makes more fire. Like,
And that's what we want. That's what we want.
want more flame?
I'm down.
Like,
Yes.
honestly, speaking of Ionia, we've been doing a lot of just. Honestly, I don't know if there's always been like a Demacia versus Ionia thing, I just remembered while I was putting my team together, suddenly Dab started trash talking. I said, let's go. And then I started, and then we've just been kind of going back and forth since the tournament started. I do like it as like some kind of like semi-rivalry going on between the two regions. But honestly, like I've said it to my team more than once. Look, we can lose every single game as long as we put 2 on Ionia. I don't care. We gotta win these Ionia games. I don't care.
I think we're the only teams that have a friendly rivalry. Freljord is like the cool kids with the blazers and the shades, knowing that they're cool. And Shurima is the guys who aren't even in like the school cafeteria. They're outside. They're the auto club. They're the guys like
Yeah,
they're out there snapping their fingers, I think.
Yeah,
they're the cool
Greasers.
kids playing, like singing along to the Grease musical because, like, why not?
They're
I
not
just
even
drop
in the
my
cafeteria.
spinner on the floor.
Yeah.
Yes, and then Ionia and Demacia are like the two outcast regions LARPing with each other. Or something in the
We're in the school field LARPing.
Yes.
Yeah.
feel like Shurima are the kids that aren't in the cafeteria. They're behind the school smoking weed. Like,
Yeah.
I actually believe Shurima would appreciate that characterization of.
I think they would. Honestly, I do.
Considering it, oh yeah, we got 420 at the end of that. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So, going to all of the people who've actually been playing in the games, do you guys feel like there are any champs that feel like traps that people kind of gravitate towards that maybe they ought not to?
I felt significantly trapped when I first picked Trundle Jungle against Shurima on day one. I specifically scouted Joby to being like, I saw the Hecarim and I thought in my big brain that I could pick Trundle into that. And then it was like, no, I don't even play this champion. I play good champions. I was like, hi J4.
Wow.
Yeah. So I consider my Trundle Jungle to be a bit of a trap now. So I'm constantly second guessing it.
Oh.
Joby scared me good.
Joby scared you good?
Joby scared me good.
Trying to remember the games and like what like a common champion that just like didn't really perform. I would say probably J4 is a trap, and I would say that I think Morgana is a trap. I think I feel like those champions are picked with like the idea that like you're gonna be able to like save your teammates from the team fight or like make a play, but I just kind of feel like I don't know, I just feel like those kind of champions like everyone is ready for, like, you know, I feel like they do so well in solo queue because you just always have that idiot that's like magnetized to Morgana queues, or like this guy that just always walks into J4 for some reason. But when you're in a coordinated team, you know to not get in range of the Borg binding, or if you do, you have your entire team behind you, right? Or if Morgana has to ult, she has to ult into these 5 players that are just like ready to clap her, and if she's Zanya's, they're just gonna kill the person next to her before her ult really matters, right? So like I feel like Morgana doesn't really work unless you know that you're gonna get ahead enough that Morgana walking into 5 people doesn't matter. And then J4, I kind of feel like it's the same thing. You know, if you don't get ahead as J4, you're just kind of ulting in and dying. And it just seems like a trap to me, because I think there has to be a completely different mindset on those two champions when you're in a competitive team. Like, it's not as like, I feel like they're not as good of picks as it seems to be unless you really have a plan or you're like really playing around these champions, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And to follow up on that, I saw a lot of priority on Tristana bans for some of these games, and given how underwhelming Tristana seemed to be on day one, I mean, what was the thought process behind that?
I don't know, because we never banned Tristana, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think for us, yeah, just because one, we were trying to mainly get that Ashe ban, and then the other thing was just like at that point all the lanes were already picked for top, jungle, and mid, so we're like, okay, well, let's target some more things. I think at that point we kind of just went with like I think Tristana Jhin. I think at that point I'm trying to remember. But yeah, at that point we're just like, all right, just keep knocking these 80 carries down because why not at that point?
Gotta ban them all.
Yeah, at this point it's like, all right, cool. We know the 2 lanes are going to be happening. Let's just use the rest of our bans and sync them into some 80 carries that could be oppressive if utilized. So.
Okay.
I know that our at least to the casters, like the Fizz pick seemed kind of a little bit of a trap there. Like I feel like with Nathan, like people automatically expect him to play Fizz, even though he doesn't very incredibly often anymore. But they just know that he's pretty good with Fizz, and so they're just expecting him to probably play that one as a comfort champion.
Yeah, it gave us the team definitely gave us a run for our money for sure, but I think we were able to pull it back pretty good and focus on the team fighting aspect for sure.
Yeah, both of those games for Freljord today were nail biters.
Yeah. Basically, when we watched the Shurima versus Freljord, I mean, it went back to what I said before. It's like, look, we gotta focus these 2 lanes and not int, because that's what happened to Shurima. They focused these 2 lanes and then they inted, so they lost. we kind of did the same thing. So, but I don't think we don't go against Freljord again tomorrow. So unfortunately, we don't get to try again. But it's always good to keep in mind for the future, whether it's a future tournament or a future scrim. Don't int is pretty much, and see if we can like maintain our lead. It seems like that's like where the superior like team play and like macro understanding comes from, is that Freljord is pretty good at like not giving away everything. They're always like have a way to get back into the game, and then when they take that lead, they're good at maintaining it. Like, I haven't really seen Freljord throw too hard. I mean, I can't say what happened in Clash, but at least for this tournament, I don't really see them like throwing their leads on the people who are ahead.
Yeah, there was and Rex, you might be able to bring some more clarity to this particular moment if you remember it, because again, I was kind of just watching intermittently as I was working on the stream stuff. But there was one moment I remember watching Shurima, I believe it was in the Shurima versus Freljord, the first match, when Shurima seemed like they were doing well, but then they tried to press like their advantage a little bit too far, and got a little bit greedy with it, and it ended up backfiring on them because it gave the rest of Freljord a time to get in position and counter, and so they ended up taking a huge loss when it could have been a small victory there.
Yeah, I mean, so Freljord had been slowly climbing their way back into the game. They had been trading kills, but kind of steadily farming their way back into the game. I think the big swinging point between Freljord and Demacia was that fight around the Baron pit when Ornn was split pushing and Freljord just pulled the trigger. And then off the back of that Baron, they made another disastrous call where they went and tried to contest Baron, but their all-in was not synchronized at all. So they were just running in and dying one at a time like 80s ninjas.
Yeah, and like that kind of goes back into what I was saying. Like, I think Freljord is good at taking their lead and holding it, and they're good at not slowing the bleed, and like not just dying from like the first time they get behind. And from what I've seen, I feel like the secret to that for a team that might not be as good at macro and stuff is like not only inting your lead, but you have to like really keep pushing the momentum. I don't know really what happened with Shurima, if it was like an ego play or maybe they weren't thinking about it. But Freljord, like I said before, typically is always putting together like really good team fights with a little bit of late game. And maybe it's just like a mixture of champion pools or just not having enough practice together. But the other teams don't really go as hard on the team fights. as much. Like, I'm pretty sure we could put together like really hard team fight comp, but it doesn't happen that often. And I think that once you get ahead, people start to forget, oh, their team fight is better than ours. Like, they win the team fight. Unless we are just like so ahead that they can't do anything, they will win eventually. And I think they forgot about that. And then, like, after they died at Baron, they just kept losing because they were never meant to win the team fight. So, like, without pushing the advantage that they had where they got ahead in the first place by, getting picks of one or two people or having smaller fights or having everyone together, I think that ultimately destroyed them. But I just really think, like, that's part of the advantage of having that good team fight is that, there starts to... I just think Shurima just kind of forgot they will always win. Like, that team fight will just win. And I think that was ultimately their downfall in that game.
Yeah, and branching off of that, like the difference in comparison to the performance from Freljord, the one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of what the plays that Freljord makes, whether they be team fights or not, otherwise, like everything seems very, almost very like carefully planned in a weird way. It's kind of like it feels like that it's a very calculated, move, and they don't just do something they don't do like much, out of just pure instinct.
And one thing I kind of wanted to also touch on in that fight around the Baron was, it feels like the Jinx was a little bit out of position, because one of the big reasons that fight turned around was the huge Yone ult that just got straight onto them. And as Billy was saying, Jinx was basically their damage. So once Jinx went down, they had no ability to kill Freljord.
I mean, honestly, that whole Baron thing in general was just a misposition. Like, we didn't really have any reason to be over there. So, like yeah, the Yone thing, like, is a problem. Like, her getting caught is a problem. But ultimately, like, there's really no reason to be there. So, like, she would never get caught there if we just weren't there. So
yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
I mean, but that is one thing that... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was saying that, yeah, one thing I feel like some of the teams, and myself included, because I'm a terrible player, but people kind of need to figure out is when to let objectives go and when not to, because
that's
I feel
exactly
like there's
what I was about
to say. There's this ingrained instinct to want to fight every objective, and you should only fight objectives you can win.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just like a solo queue thing mostly, because, like, I don't know, jungler's just so unreliable. It's actually crazy how many people, like, I mean, I get the smite changes were recent in quotations, but it's crazy how many junglers I see, like, smite those camps are like 300 HP. I'm just like, what are you doing, man? Like, that's crazy. so I think it's just kind of that, like, that mindset that, yes, we could try for this because you're kind of used to that 50-50 always being there, but in a coordinated setting, that 50-50 is not really a 50-50 anymore. It's like a 40-60 or a 30-70, because teammates actually know, hey, stop this guy from stealing, or they actually know how to smite at 900 instead of waiting until 550 or something like that. So that's just, like, I think that's just more just playing together more and just saying, hey, we can't think of these guys as randoms that don't know what they're doing. We have to assume they have a plan.
Right.
What's smiting at 900 even like?
You get all of your health back. It's great. And you get your smite off cooldown like 3 seconds faster.
I think there's also an element too of, like, learning the types of plays that will work in a setting like solo queue or maybe even draft, just regular draft pick, and the ones that will work against a team that is practiced together and that kind of is going to be semi-synchronous, and knows what they're doing, and kind of learning to differentiate those, because I feel like in the context of that example, like trying to steal an objective like Baron or Dragon or something like that, it's going to be far less likely to work in the context of a practiced team that's used to playing with each other, because they're going to be more prepared for that kind of thing. And chances are, communication, they're going to have enough communication that they can prep for that kind of stuff. Whereas, if you're playing with people that you might not be practiced with, or you might not be in calls with, or something like that, that being able to steal something is more likely, because they're less likely to be prepared for it.
Yeah, there's a point where you just kind of have to make the assumption that, like, these people know how to play the game. Like, this guy knows how to press smite, So you just have to say, well, if I'm going against people who know how to play and know how to press smite, it's probably not good worth walking.
Do they know how to press their smite button?
Hey, there's a surprising amount of people that cannot smite. But I think that one thing it was already talked about before last time, just talking about kind of how Freljord's comms work, and like, well, I guess I would just want to ask your perspective of, since you're subbing in, and I guess you don't have as much, I don't know how much experience you have with like how they do the comms, or like how that mindset is set up, because that's something that we're working on, like getting more in sync and like just learning to listen to each other and stuff like that. So I just kind of wanted some insight on how Freljord is doing that.
Personally, I think they're doing it actually relatively well. I know there can be some times where things can be tilting, but it's one of those things that's like recognizing that you're tilting and trying to recoup from that is good. We saw that a little bit today, especially in the early game for our first game, and so just like one, like recognizing that, and then two, just okay, at this point, play to the best of your ability with what we have, and try to find those little, those flanks that I was constantly trying to find. Because I mean, for me, I think that was the key to me trying to get back into the game at all, was finding those flanks. And so I'm glad I was able to find it at Baron. I'm glad I was able to find the AD carry on Dragon. And so, there's a couple people on the team that shot call for sure, and I think that everybody seems to be on a really good wavelength. I think they've all been playing together for quite a bit, and so every now and then I'll try to come in and play some games with them, just so that I at least know how they think and things like that. And so that way when I come in as a sub, it's not like I'm a foreign being and I have no idea what's going on. So I mean, especially for the prep for today, since I had those shoes to fill for Drake, like I was top's not my best lane, and so it's one of the things that's okay, what's the champ pool that I have, and how can I leverage it better, like wave management. I'm not too good at it, so it was just trying to kind of put all those aspects together and be there for the fights I needed to be in there for. So
so you feel like sorry, go ahead and finish.
No, you're good. I think that was pretty much it for me.
I was gonna say, you feel like a lot of their ability to communicate well stems with their their kind of tilt mitigation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And I think they have a really good sense of macro as well. Especially when it comes around to the objectives, getting to the objective a little bit early, sweeping those boards, figuring out where the possible choke points are going to be for people if they try to come in. Oh, hey, we recognize that jungler was spotted on war top lane. Cool, let's start this dragon because there's no way he's going to be there. Or I think it was the second game when we saw Shaco bot lane, we're like, this is our Baron. Like, there's no question about it. So, and things like that. And so just having like that sense, I think was very beneficial for just Freljord as a team. And so I think they executed pretty well. Even when we're behind, I think we're still thinking of those things ahead of time and getting those ward placements, getting the sweeping done. I know Lauren does that really well as support, so it's like, it was just, I think they executed it really well. And so for me, kind of coming in as like the sub, I thought I meshed pretty good. I was just, how can I contribute to the team's strengths and not, try to handle my own, because I know I have shoes I'm trying to fill, so.
Yeah, one of the things that I thought was interesting in the early game was when I believe you and Coldest Winter decided that you were going to trade Rift Herald for Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw Shaco bot lane. You guys had the opportunity to clear out his jungle, and instead chose to go Rift Herald. Right. And at the time, maybe we didn't quite understand, but that seemed in the end to work out well because it gave you so much lane pressure top lane, and you just got to shred those towers.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was pretty crucial too, just because it's one of those things, it's like, hey, we lost a little bit of a fight bot. It's like, okay, well, we could go down to Shaco and go try to get it, but then if things go badly, then we're out top lane farming they're like probably pushing it back to our turret. And so after getting that Ripped Herald, we're just like, well, things are lost bot. We know people aren't going to be up for a minute. Let's just throw this top lane, and we're going to get these plates and stuff. And so Yone joined, and yeah, we were able to shred that first tier. And I think after that, I was pretty comfortable fighting by myself at that point, because, you know, for Shen, where it's just like, okay, you know, he can QW and I can't basic stack, but at the same time I'm taking damage. Once that's over, I can just EQQW at that point, and
Yeah, and
I've got all that. I've got all that grit, and so I take a pretty good chunk of damage out of him. At that point, it's like, okay, well,
with that big ass grit cannon.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, okay, let's do it again. Like, and so at that point, he sort of realized it, and it's like, okay, at that point, I have pressure up here, and so being able to recognize that and just try to consistently be up there, and then just holding TP for the right time. So
another consistency that I've noticed between some of the teams that seem to be a little bit more, you know, kind of scary or organized, at least, you know, in the time that we've been having, that we've organized Clash divisions, you know, is the, I've noticed that ward placement and warding scores is a huge thing too. Like, then that's a lot of things that I notice, you know, some of the newer divisions, you know, miss, and just not even just like, you know, your ward score, but warding the proper places, like, you know, doing aggressive warding, and making sure that you have vision in all the places that you need it when you need it, and being prepared, you know, in advance there.
yeah, for sure, getting that top laner with TP, that aggressive ward and bot lane, so I can come in at level 6 and just settle them into our turret or something, whatever that case is, right? But just things like that help out tremendously for sure.
Yeah, warding is definitely something that we're kind of working on as a team. Just like making sure everyone's warding in the same or the like warding in the best spots, and then having the confidence to ward aggressively. It's definitely something that I'm working on. Like, I'm not a support main. I'm actually a top lane main. And I just playing support because my champion pool is larger, and I just have fun playing some supports. I'm drawn to support because I like to kill people. So like going in with a nice Rakan ult or a Seraphine ult, and then we win the team fight. You know, that feeling of like, yeah, I did that. I like that. So that's why I started playing support. But I don't really know like a lot about support. I don't really know any of the bot lane matchups. I don't know any of the power spikes. I don't really know like how X ADC with Y support combination, like I don't really know how strong these things are. So that's like part of my like journey on this competitive team, is trying to figure out what the support atmosphere is, like what I need to be looking for, and then getting that proper ward placement and stuff down. So that's definitely something that we're working on as a team, but also something that like I have to do a lot of independent research on and on my own.
There you have it, guys. Direct quote from Rex. I like to kill people.
Yeah.
I like to kill people.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fun of League. You know, when you go in, especially like, I think my favorite thing about Rakan especially is like when you go in and then you live with like 2 HP and they've been trying to kill you and you just narrowly escape. I think there was like a game against Freljord yesterday where I like lived with like 10 HP because Tom Kench like caught me while I was warding or something. That kind of stuff gets me going. I love that. Just people dying and living with 2 HP. That's why I play support.
I mean, I think for what it's worth, I found it a little amusing that Dubious Rex decided she liked playing support after realizing she liked killing people and making an impact in the game. I was like, while support does do those things, it's not the first thing that comes to mind when you put those two together.
It's because I mean, I like getting kills. I like killing people really no matter what. Like, I like really bursty champions, but you can do that in like support without having to worry about the little things like CSing and like whether or not like your wave. I mean, you do to an extent because you don't want to like get ganked or like trashed on, right? But I have to, there's less that I have to worry about. I can put more of my energy and figure out how to kill these people or like setting up the perfect fight than I do if I'm playing like ADC or top lane or something. So that's a lot of fun for me.
Cool. Well, do we want to wrap this thing up here?
I think that's all the time we have as far as the desk goes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, before we leave, just one question: what's everybody's like? What's everyone's excited for tomorrow? I already know what I'm excited for tomorrow, Dab. I don't know about you.
Well, I'm excited personally. I'm excited to see if Shurima makes the whole makes the Freljord return, gets the battle beat for first or second seed, because either team, Freljord definitely has the credentials being 4-0 right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally want to see who takes first seed, who gets that automatic finals slot. That's what I'm most excited for specifically.
I mean, ultimately, I'm gonna be a bit of a black sheep. I'm actually excited for everyone else. I kind of want to see them improve, and I want to see more parity in the league. And I'm not saying that you guys are bad, but you guys played so much differently today than you did yesterday, and I'm really excited to see the kinds of stuff that you pull out tomorrow.
Who are you talking about? Demacia?
I mean, Demacia for sure,
okay.
and Shurima. I'm hoping Ionia can really.
I believe
do
in
better.
Ionia. I believe in Ionia. Not really Ionia game 2, but Ionia game 1. I believe in you guys. For real.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play against Shurima again, because I definitely think that we'll have a better game plan than we did the first time. And I think that we've, every time we've played together, we've, exponentially improved. I feel like our second game is always... our third game is way better than our second game was. So I'm really excited to see, how 2 days of not playing against Shurima, really changes things. So I want to see how that turns out tomorrow.
I know. I found another thing to be super excited for. I'm super excited to see if Samerson is still here. I want to see if he's subbed back in, considering how well he did today.
Maybe I sub back in the future for sure, but I mean, that's only if someone can't make it. But my main goal, personally, for me, is to be that variable you guys don't really know about. And so to kind of come in as wait, who's this guy? And just have you guys have no idea who I am and try to.
It's too late for
do
that now,
something.
though. You've been on camera,
Now you're a celebrity.
If it makes you feel good, you were that for us. Now, to be honest, if I hadn't been told that you were subbed in, I probably would have thought you were the same person from yesterday. But it's still the mystery factor, because I didn't know who was top lane.
Yeah, I'm trying to be that variable where if they sub me in wherever, you'll see something a newer pick that they weren't doing before or something. So hopefully I can do that. That'd be sick.
You always want your subs to be just as scary as your mains, and I kind of hope for that for our subs as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just bring confusion in Discord.
Pull out the wild card.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right, guys.
Well, thank
that'll
you
do
guys
us.
so much for being here and for sticking around a little bit longer to chat with us.
Yeah.
And thank you to our casters again. Appreciate you, Rex, being here again for the second day in a row. I don't envy your voice right now.
Can't wait for the 3-peat tomorrow.
And another thank you to Dab for everything you did to set this up and manage it. Appreciate it. It's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes to making these things happen.
Yeah, I really wish that I could watch it live, but I have to watch it afterwards. So, but from what I've heard so far, from what I've seen, you guys are doing great. So thank you.
It's good to hear.
I agree.
Yeah. Thank you guys for organizing this. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
I will be tuning in tomorrow. Hope to see everybody else too.
Yep. See you guys then. Be sure to come back and join us for the live stream. And looking forward to it.
All right.
We'll see you guys then.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty, guys. Take care.
Take it
care.
easy.
All right.